Welcome to...
Do you remember what it was called?
No.
Insert.
Wait, was it called, like, Hunting Through Part 3?
No, yes, you got it.
I think it's called Hunter x Hunter First Time.
Okay.
Hello, welcome, I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is a podcast that I think the last episode we put out was literally a year ago.
Was it? I mean, it's been a while, man.
So, if you're clicking on this, I don't know why. This shouldn't be your first one.
I mean, people like to go right into Chimera Ant Arc, apparently.
That is true, so...
Just to clarify, we are splitting Chimera Ant up into two arcs. If you're not sure, I think we mentioned that last episode about a year ago, but...
Maybe more. It might have been longer than a year
This is going to go up from chapter 186 to 260.
So, okay, yeah. So basically, if you are an anime only, which is fine,
that
basically means, like, this is, like, basically the real halfway point between Chimera Ant, where, minor spoilers, they're getting ready for the palace invasion.
Yes.
So just want to say, we will be spoiling Hunter x Hunter, Chimera Ant Arc, the first half.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know anything that happens afterwards. This is, like, this really called first time because this is my first time reading through Hunter x Hunter.
That's the other thing I wanted to say. So first off, Sam and I are recording in the same room, which is crazy.
First time in, like, since the pandemic.
Yeah, which is crazy. So energy is a little high.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sam has never seen Hunter x Hunter or read Hunter x Hunter. He's currently reading it.
Yes.
I have watched and read Hunter x Hunter. I'm a big fan of Hunter x Hunter. I'm not 100% caught up. I'm still reading the manga, but...
You have plenty of time to catch up with how high this is going.
Hopefully Togashi doesn't die.
I hope not.
I was getting real worried that he was going to die from coronavirus, honestly.
He's
just because he's like immunocompromised. I think. I don't know.
He's probably locked up, like, very deep underground.
So there's piles of trash.
Piles of trash. I forgot to self-insert from Greed Island.
Yeah, right from the end of Greed Island. So, Sam has taken copious notes.
Yes,
so he's going to be guiding us through this experience.
I'm trying to learn from last time. I'm trying to highlight, like, the main stuff I want to talk about, and, like, something I highlight just the key plot points so I remember where, and the names more so, because there are some fucking names in this.
There are a lot of names.
But I impressed Jim by memorizing at least some of the major characters' names.
I was very impressed when Sam remembered Nav, Knuckle, Moral, and Shoot's names.
Yes.
Because
they're very easy and not in Japanese or long.
Because it would be very easy for Sam, or in my mind, Sam would be like, oh, look, it's Kuwabara. Oh, look, it's...
I mean, I do want to say it's Kuwabara.
He basically is Kuwabara.
So, I guess let's start with, like, Kite's small team introduction of this, like, oh wow, look at all these cool, unique characters. And Jim's like, they're not important at all. I'm like, but the spinners, like, the girl with the camera, she has a cool design. Not important. Don't worry about it.
The only character I remember is the guy with, like, the panda bun ears. He's got a fun design.
There's Bear Man. There's Asian Nerd.
It's kind of so upsetting when Togashi does this because there's so few female characters in his work, and when he just throws a bunch at you and you're like, oh my god, I get to see more, they're just gone instantly.
There's a girl named Banana, for fuck's sake.
I forgot all about this shit.
I had to, like, write down, like, here's a small trait, like, short, doll-like person, Podungo.
Podungo?
Yes.
Sounds like a fucking... Oni, please.
It really does sound like
Chris O'Neill would say.
It's pretty much. So yeah, they're studying wildlife, and like there's a montage of weird Hunter x Hunter wildlife, which I'm gonna mention in, like, Catching Greed Island. There's just a bunch of those weird hybrid animals that are just, like, wacky, and I just love that little touch.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I like what this introduces in the universe. With, like, you have people that aren't hunters, but they're still going out and, like, exploring the world, and they're, like, biologists, basically.
And they just have to hire hunters for bodyguards, like Kite is, and everything. And yeah, a lot of the wildlife reminds me of Avatar. Like, I think, like, this is weird, like, hybrid animals.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's kind of the gimmick in Avatar. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's like a
polar bear dog.
Yeah, a polar bear dog, like a lemur bat or whatever.
Yeah. But I do love that. But yeah, then it introduced the Chimera Ants, and they just like to eat food.
So one thing I wanted to briefly talk about, I think I mentioned this last time.
Yeah.
So the end of Greed Island, we have Gon and Killua using... they use the card...
to go find Jing.
So yeah, when they meet him, that is the first time that... In the anime, that's the first time that Gon meets Kite.
Yeah. No, oh, yeah, that's right.
I think I might have said this
last time.
Yeah,
you said that. And I remember when I first read it, like, yeah, he literally knows Kite
Yeah, Kite is like...
his one person he knows. He's like...
Kite is arguably more of an inspiration to Gon to start his journey than his literal dad is.
It's just like... It's like One Piece where, like, he meets Shanks, and that Shanks like the most important person to Gon compared to his own dad, who does show up, but he's just not nearly as like...
When I started reading One Piece, I literally thought that Shanks was just, like, surprised like, Luffy's dad.
Like, imagine if One Piece, they just skip Shanks, and you just go right into...
I don't know, whatever the first arc
is. You go into him and Kobe going to, like, the first place and meeting Zoro and everything. Like,
yeah.
And, like, you mean, oh, hey, Shanks, how you doing? Like, kind of thing. It's like, really weird.
I think it's so baffling because, yeah, like, I mean, people have made arguments for why this is fine, because it's, like, it keeps Kite more contained in this arc.
Yeah.
And it gives us Gon more of a connection with Jing.
But it literally is like for Gon to know who the hunters are and like what the hunters are. And like kind of just every info about the hunter Gon knows is from Kite, essentially.
Yeah.
Then his like small island of women.
Yeah. But so yeah, I don't know. I think it's really weird that they chose that. But so Kite obviously gets a lot of time in the beginning.
Yeah.
So and he's such a fun. I love Kite. He's such a fun character.
I thought that like okay, Kite is gonna be their equivalent to Bisky, like going in here, he's
sort of mentor.
Yeah, but they're just a company. They're like he treated them as equals, kind of just like we're the hunters, we're gonna protect them, and then once they learn about the Chimera Ants and them like killing people, like they evolve like a human and everything, where like. Each of them are based off a different animal or insect, or some are literally just like humans, or some are more like animals. It's really weird.
Yeah.
The rules of Chimera Ants are very weird.
So I don't want to spoil anything because there are things that I could accidentally spoil. So I'm going to try and be careful. But I think Kite explains that Chimera Ants are like a known creature.
Yeah, they are.
And in the beginning, he shoots one that is just literally a tiny ass ant. Like,
yeah.
Do you remember that scene? Like, so
he shoots. Yeah, I remember.
So there are so at least in some form, these Chimera Ants are just tiny little ants. We do learn more about them like way later.
Because like we had to kill them quick before they spread. That's what you have to do.
But so yeah, what seems to happen, and I guess why they're called Chimera Ants, is because whenever they eat the flesh of an animal, the offspring that is created is like sort of like mishmash of the genetics of that. So we see all these like really interesting designs later of these fun mishmashes of characters.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I guess some had human and a cat, and then the bug, of course. But it's weird.
And yeah, human is like the one main thing though. Like they're very anthropomorphic.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing that kind of combines all of them. And the fact that they're ants, I guess.
And then the queen also just kills 2 children. Just right away, and...
Oh, well, they're important.
Well, the one we know is important. Other one, I have a theory when I get to that end, because it was really weird detail that I forgot about, that I went back to my notes, and like, oh yeah!
So it was a little boy and a little girl, correct?
Yeah, and we know the one... I'm assuming the one boy is like the harpy kind of guy.
Yes. His name's Colt, I believe.
Colt, yeah.
Colt.
And, yeah.
Because I always think it's like a gun.
Because he's like the only important early on monster. I think you see the chameleon early on, but like he's not important until you get to like near the end of where I was. Yeah. I mean, okay, another thing I'll talk about when we get to my notes there, because he almost gives another name there. So yeah, the town gets attacked, and the human ant probably was an eaten boy, like I just said. Ants go to a union. Oh, that's where the no technology is allowed, because they can't like call anyone or like.
This is the NGL, correct?
Yeah, and we're in NGL. They said it's kind of like Mid-10 Union.
So NGL is like, I don't know if there's like a real world like comparison.
It's an isolated country that just doesn't want technology or any outside to it, unless you have to go through customs to really get allowed to go in there. Because
like the NGL is. Yeah, NGL is like a weird kind of like what's the word, like naturalist community.
Yeah.
Whereas the place where the palace is more of like pretty much a North Korea-esque.
Yeah, I got a Korea vibe.
I forget what the name of that place is. It's got a name.
Pyongyang.
But no, that basically is it's very coded as North Korea, where there's like a supreme leader, there's like disinformation of the masses.
It's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure it predates Kim Jong-un getting to power, but I got the extreme Kim Jong-un vibes from the leader. But like, so yeah, and then the whole thing, like the bugs wanting names and everything, becoming a big part where the queen doesn't really care about the names at that point.
Yeah. I think it's really the Chimera Ants. Like we could talk about the Chimera Ants for a very long time.
Yeah.
Conceptually, I think they're so interesting.
They are interesting, especially later on when we get to like the exchange between the humans and the Chimera Ant Arcs, that the Chimera Ants that are good, or like on the good side at least.
Yeah, that is something I was not anticipating, was like character like Meliaron and Colt, even like Colt working with, like, I remember, this is jumping ahead, but when they like bring in like the human scientists to try and help the queen from dying because she just gave birth to the king, I'm just like, that is such an interesting like idea that they're like just working with them, and like the humans are so quick to help, like
and like and then I really like to get that more, because that's when you learn more about like Chimera Ant Arcs, like how they are and like their memories and everything. But so they arrive at the embassy of NGL. Only 5 of them go in, but who cares? The only important ones are Gon, Killua, and Kite, of course. And then Little Koala Man with a gourd threatens a big guy, eats a hit, and then kills the guy instantly.
I always forget about the koala dude. I love this guy so much.
This guy's so menacing. He has to be a character. Then nope. I don't think you really see him again. Like,
he's very seldomly used. That's the problem, though. Is like there are so many ant characters, and like it's funny because near the end, like up to where Sam has finished right now, is like right before the invasion. And there's only what? There's Meliaron.
I wrote down there was like 11.
And Ikalgo, right?
There's 11 ants total in the embassy.
Okay.
And then there's like the 2 that are with them in their squad.
Yeah, there's only.
And Colt's like is raising the child.
Yeah, Colt is kind of like, he doesn't really feel like, he's very much like a Yamcha character, where he's like, he was powerful at one point, but he's not really a fighter anymore.
Yeah.
He can't really stack up to.
He's raising a child so he can be left alone and have his probably sister, because the child looks completely human.
Yeah. Which I cannot wait for you to see what happens with that child.
Oh boy.
That is one of the most exciting things to happen.
Okay. And the koala, man. And the koala loves killing.
So what's his thing? He like drinks, he has seeds that he shoots out, right?
Like
bullets.
He just like KOs the big guy. The chameleon is there as well.
Meliaron?
Yeah, he is there. I just wrote down ants.
Ants. they're everywhere, dude.
And then
they're fucking strong as hell.
Then the boy ant man and his sister. So we do know that they do have vague memories. Of at least the ones that are more human than ant still have like those tiny memories. Because like, I'm assuming not all of them are based off humans. Or are they all like?
I think yes. I think that's the thing. Is like,
or they have very. It depends on the level of human to the animal, I guess. Because Lionel was way more lion, but he had a weird like hip hop guy or a cool street guy like in him as well.
I love Lionel. Or what's his name?
Leo? Like Leol or like Leol?
Leol. Yeah, he's great. His fashion is so fucking cool.
But yeah, so just like, I guess like, I'm not sure it's just how the biology works. I'm not 100% sure.
So yeah, that's one thing that I think is really fun. How it like the seeds are planted really early on of like. The Chimera ants are like this really weird species that, like, they're not destined to be evil. Yeah, like they're not like inherently evil.
They do grow up and like they do develop like their own self-being. Like some are more loyal to the queen, like especially the royal guards, or loyal to the king and everything. But like they do develop their own personalities, which is cool. Especially we get that more so like especially like when we get to the chameleon and Gon's conversation. Yeah. So Pike appears in like early on because that weird man face spider, too detailed web hole.
Yeah, Pike, the spider one. Yeah, it's funny. He's like one of the first ones that you see.
Where before we started recording, we were watching the Fan Troop episode, and he sounds like Yoda in the dub. It's fucking so funny. It's so weird.
It sucks. It's I think the only dub that scenes from the dub that I've seen have been like a random episode or two that I had on, but like I was just shocked and appalled when I heard his fucking Yoda-ass voice.
And also the queen from there also appears early too, because Scorpion Girl, who's her, and just like so many people disappear early.
I think we'll talk about the Phantom Troop little side arc, but I love that bit so much because like it's a way of not only having a fun side story, but just like taking a lot of these kind of like extra ant characters and getting rid of them before things really like need to funnel down and like focus our efforts on like the main cast.
Connected to the last like group of powerful Nen users that, or the big bosses and sub bosses.
I think it's just from a storytelling point of view, I think it's a really clever way of kind of using your characters, and so they don't just like disappear and vanish like in JoJo or something.
Yeah, there's this one chapter, I wrote one note, which is Gon and Killua fight Bird. Killua uses Thunderbolt. Very effective. So that was a quick fight.
I forgot about that. There's a lot of... That's the thing, like, I haven't read this. It's been a bit since I actually read this. Because when I watched the show, and then I... more recently, I read through the manga really quick. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of going off that more so than anything else. But I'm a little hazy on some of, like, the smaller encounters.
Yeah. Because,
like the bird fight.
There's so many times I think I wrote, like, Leo is just going to the boys, and, like, he just doesn't encounter the boys, or he just runs away. And then there's this image of Centaur with the chained up humans that I wrote down. I remember that image, like,
yes,
in my head.
So, yeah, that's, like... It's so weird how quickly Kite just kind of gets, like... removed from the story.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like that's, like, right before...
There's so much stuff about the Chimera Ants in general you focus on. Like, you learn more... I think I talked about this, where you get a lot to learn from the villains, especially, like, the Phantom Troop stuff, and even the Greed Island stuff. You get a good, decent chunk with, like, we even got a flashback for the horrible serial killer we read about in the Bisky training arc. For some reason.
Love it. You love to see it. But so, going back to that, like, the Centaur thing, so... That whole group, I can't remember if they have a name, but they're like they utilize the fact that the NGL is a, like, non-governmental organization.
Yeah,
to basically do illegal shit. Like, they basically, like, are weapons dealers and...
all the shady shit.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, I think, to include that kind of thing, where it's like, in this world where there's no... in this country where there's no, like, order, there's obviously going to be people that go there and cause shit to happen. So then that kind of goes in, like, with the idea of all these ants kind of being like psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's, if you look at it, it's like, oh, well, a lot of them are taking from humans that are, like, actual criminals.
Yeah, they're not. Most of them are not good.
Yeah, they're like murderers.
Especially the whole Gyro thing. Like, we learn we know he's a Chimera Ant that revolted. And he also learned that he, like, murdered his dad and all this terrible stuff. But, like, he kind of had that whole rebel thing in him. Yeah. So
and that kind of sows the seeds of, like,
these are a lot of terrible human beings, and a lot of terrible humans are based off of is, like, not gonna be good. Like, like Colt is just an innocent boy who loved his sister, who took care of his sister. Yeah. Like, and he kind of, like, he doesn't really fight or anything in this too much. He just, like, he's the one that goes to Nob and Moral to, like, surrender and, like, discuss everything with. Yeah. So, also, like, the whole thing with the Chimera Ants, like, NGL is no technology, so they can just attack, and they will never call for, like, reinforcements or anything, so it's a huge thing like that, too.
It's a perfect place for, like, this kind of threat to appear, because they're just so, like, the fact that they're able to grow for as long as they can without any interference is, like, why they're so troublesome, because the Queen's able to basically come to term with all of the royal guards and the king and everything.
Yeah. So there's a bug girl and a centipede guy appear, and Killua breaks her neck after faking an injury, like brutally.
This is a great fight. Necks. This is such an awesome fight. Does Gon fight the centipede guy?
Yeah, Gon fights. Gon has this. Yeah, he breaks out the sword, and then Kite just shoots the bug in the head.
Yeah. So, okay. I want to talk about Kite's net ability.
Yeah, his RNG.
Yes.
I love that.
I think there's 9. Does he say?
I forget the number, but we only see like 3: the gun, the scythe. And I forget. I think there's aim.
I think that's literally all we see. I think we just see the gun and the scythe.
The next time we see him again, his net is locked.
Yeah, it's so. I think his ability is so fun because, like, Kite is such, like, a straight shooting kind of guy, and his thing having a dumb clown that, like, yells at him and that he's annoyed at,
and he can't get rid of it until he uses, like, the special ability of the weapon he has. Is so good.
And another thing I love too is when he gets the gun, he's like, I got a shitty one. Like, so we see how powerful his gun is.
It literally just executes, like, just blows the head off of, like, the bug. And I'm just like, it's pretty good to me.
That and the what was the other one? The scythe. The scene with the scythe, which I guess we'll get to in a minute. That scene is, like, fucking awesome. And I think he has the same reaction where he's like, this'll do.
Yeah, he's like, you guys just gotta jump on this one.
Yeah. I think the reason why he was upset with that is because it was unideal. Because it was putting the boys in danger. Yeah. It was a weapon that, like, was good for the situation, but not for the boys.
You guys gotta jump real high, because it's gonna cut everything in the area. So, yeah, then, the first extermination team is gonna be coming in 3 days, which we know is gonna be, Nav, Morel, and the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Netero.
It's just easier to refer him as a chairman because that's what he is. So,
fucking love Netero.
Yeah, then that's where they start learning. Chimera start learning Nen and everything because they capture, like, a Nen user, and, like, he's trying to crawl away and everything, and then it's just Every scene inside the nest is like horrifying.
Oh wait, you're talking. But do you remember who that character was?
The bird?
No, the guy, the Nen user that they get.
I think someone told me it was like it's actually someone from the Hunter exam,
yes,
right?
He's the guy with the. Was he the guy with the turban, or is that the girl? I always mix them up because they're like he was in the Hunter exam. He was like the one dude.
Not Hanzo.
He used the bow.
The bow. Yeah, someone told me it was the bow guy gets the one that gets captured.
Yeah,
I didn't because he didn't make a big deal out of it at all, and just kind of there.
No, it's like a fun little like just way of incorporating a character, but like
a fun brutal way.
The way that it like because we haven't even introduced her yet, but Pito like dissects his brain basically.
Yeah,
to like learn about Nen. Oh, so the brutality in this arc is insane.
Yeah, it's okay. So like after they they defeat those two, the group is surrounded and a frog guy appears, and then Gon has to fight an armadillo.
Okay, yeah, this is the part where when the scythe comes out.
But my favorite thing, he catches the armadillo because the armadillo's of course gonna roll, but Razor was better. And
and he just destroys him. Oh, it's so awesome.
I love Razor, man.
I know. Just remembering Razor is just like so good.
And then Killa fights a unicorn, and he kills him off panel.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, he just kills him off panel. He's like, "Yeah, I killed him." I'm like, "Sure, Killa."
You're strong enough, Killa.
You're good right now until you get nerfed and then not nerfed. So yeah, then that's what I said. The bug captured the Nen user, which I did. Yeah, I didn't notice that it was the bow person.
Yeah, I forget his name. It's not really important.
Yeah, it felt like something that could have been important, or just like
I get it's just kind of like supposed to hit home a little bit more because it's like, oh shit, a character I know.
I'm not gonna. I don't remember. I remember Hanzo and then Illumi, but
I would have been pissed. Okay, this is Pakal.
Pakal.
Pakal. Or Pokuru in Japanese.
He looks more like a Yu Hakusho character.
He does. The turban is. I don't know. His design never really did anything for me.
It reminds me of like the old.
It's not really a turban, I guess.
It reminds me of a character from Yu Yu Hakusho a lot, but so yeah. So
sorry. Just it's interesting because his hunter proficiency thing is like he's a fantastic beast hunter, so it makes sense that he's like here.
That's not a beast, that's a Chimera Ant. It's more. So yeah, this is when Kite busts out the scythe.
And just levels a forest in like the coolest scene.
Yeah, only move and it won't leave until it's used. That's when the cat appears. Cat boy.
So Neferpito.
Neferpito.
Neferpito is the character's name.
I will refer to as Cat.
I will refer to as Pito.
I will get it. I won't even try.
So okay, I think this is a good time to talk about the gender of the
because I saw like a random episode at a con of Hunter x Hunter, and the voice actor, the dub, made it seem like it was more so on the girl side, and then the manga itself made it way more on the boy side. But I always figured it was more in like it could be either one. Like they never really want to like. I mean, they say he in the manga, but like I feel like you just make it up yourself.
Yeah, that's something like when I first watched it, I didn't even make any thought because the character is very like female presenting. Like, yeah, the character looks very female, but yeah, in the manga, they do not use feminine pronouns. It's kind of like in one of my favorite manga of all time. Hoseki no Kuni, aka Land of the Lustrous. All of the characters.
You trying to be this epic. Look at the Japanese name I'm saying.
All the characters are girls. Like, they look like girls, because they're, like, cute little gem girls. But they are actually genderless, so they never refer to it, like, specific, like, at least feminine pronouns. I don't know how Japanese pronouns work. I don't know if there's, like, an agender pronoun. Like, in German... in the German language, because I speak German, there's like different articles. There's like a masculine article, a feminine, and a neutral article. So I don't know if there's something similar. But in the manga, at least, they just use he. They use the word he to refer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would change or if that would be rewritten at all. But
it's not that big of a deal, though. Luckily,
it's not really. I think part of it is to just say like that. The ants are not really male or female because they're not really like reproducing.
But if you want to call it a female, that just makes it a temporary Neon Cast episode.
It does throw back to the Neon Cast.
Yeah.
I might say she. I don't really have like. I don't think there's a bad reason.
It could be male. It could be female. I'm just gonna call it cat. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's important to mention because like there has been a lot of discussion about this because there's a decent amount of focus on it in the show.
Yeah, because there's just like a name that the king will prefer.
Manga.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's just he refers to the cat as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it also mentioned that aggressive personalities develop powerful nen, which is, I guess, it adds up, especially for like the cat's very aggressive and a very menacing aura.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the cat is a manipulator.
And we think about, like, especially when
Pito's a manipulator.
Where we see with, what's his name from the Phantom Troop, the Rage Nen.
Wait, Finks?
Yeah, not Finks.
Phyton,
yeah. His Nen, where he just rages, is very powerful Nen.
That does track, actually.
So, like...
I'm sorry, I just thought of Gracie.
Even Gon gets he like loses it and he gets aggressive, like, there we go.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like... It's very, like, shonen anime of, like, when Goku goes rage mode and becomes Super Saiyan lesbian.
He goes Kaioken. He looks Kaioken and he gets Super Saiyan from rage. But there was also, like, in the Lord Slug movie, he goes, like, pre-Super Saiyan, where he goes, like, completely mindless rage, kind of.
Yes, yeah. I think they literally say Super Saiyan in that.
It's like proto-Super Saiyan.
We cannot talk about the Dragon Ball Z movies. They're not canonical.
It's canon to me, damn it.
No, they're not.
They made Broly canon now.
The Dragon Ball movies are explicitly not canon. At least the OVAs, whatever.
Oh man, when you get to Hunter x Hunter, I don't know if we're gonna get you to read I read arc by arc.
What? Oh,
we'll figure out.
We'll see. That'll be our side project, our next side project.
Maybe we'll go through Dragon Ball.
I would love to read Dragon Ball, actually.
It's like you said, they use Nen to poke through the brain, and they actually learn to do the leaf strat. The test.
Yes, yeah, they learn how to do the test to see what, like, is there a name for that? It's just the divination test.
It's just a test. It's funny that Naruto does the same thing too for their testing.
That's funny.
I think that they legit copied that. Or this kind of Hunter x Hunter. That I'm pretty sure that comes in like later.
Maybe that I'm sure that must be like a classic sort of Japanese fortune telling.
I could be because they legit do that because like the same way, like if the leaf is wet, you can do water style. If it's burnt, it's fire style. Like they just do it. They have to put a leaf like in between their hands, and then whatever happens to it happens.
If it smells good, you can do doggy style.
I mean, sir, Kakashi can summon dogs, so you technically have a doggy style.
Oh, that's good.
So so the cat is a specialist. We also learn.
Oh, okay, specialist. I was trying to remember if it was. If they say that Pito is a specialist or a manipulator. Yeah. Going on her abilities, I would say that she's a manipulator, but obviously specialist makes more sense.
Yeah. And Kat notices the boys and then goes after them. That's when Kite loses his fucking arm, and I was caught off guard as fuck from that. And then Gon tries to power up, and then Killer just knocks him out.
So yeah, the whole scene where, like, I think we were talking about it earlier, because we were watching some of the anime, and you said how the anime doesn't capture how, like, menacing Pito looks. Mm-hmm. Because when she does, like, that one scene where... Because that whole scene's so cool, because they're, like, pretty close to the tower, but they're, like, I think a mile or so away. But Pito's Nen abilities are so powerful that she's able to detect them. And instantly, like, when she detects them, it's, like, horrible dread goes over their body, and they see her figure.
And, like, the face, all you see is the eyes and, like, maybe the grin of the mouth. And that's, like, and, like, it's all the main things you see. And even learned, like, that's, like, her, like, aura, just, like, detecting aura. It's, like, the major ability, like, they have.
Yeah, that's, like, and that's an actual, because, I mean, I'm a little rusty, but there's so many, like, applications of Nen that they go into, and that is one of them where it's like, I think they talk about this with what's his name, the samurai guy, Nobunaga. I think Nobunaga also did this.
He did that with the react with his sword and everything.
Yeah, I think they explained that he, like, so this is the thing that's, like, part of, it's kind of like how you can use to focus your Nen into, like, one point.
Because, like, this whole thing, because Killua does it later on, and even, like, Nob has experience when he infiltrates the mansion of, like, he can't go past there or he'll get detected kind of thing.
Yeah, so... Yeah, and it just shows how incredibly strong Pito is compared to Kite, who's probably the strongest hunter we've seen so far.
And we do see his third ability, number 3, which is the clown staff. We don't see what it does, though, because it goes off.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Then it cuts away.
That's like the tease of showing when Krollo's fighting Killua's dad and grandpa, and he has the one, like, big mantle cloak, and we never see what it does, and I'm just like, I want to know what this power does.
Cloak. It's this really strong cloak.
I want to see what this cool cloak does.
And then that's when Reforged arrive. We get Moral.
Moral. I'm sorry to be an asshole.
Go ahead.
It's a morel, actually, is how it's pronounced. It's a mushroom.
I knew it was a mushroom. It looked like morel, but like moral.
Moral, yeah, morel.
Moral oral.
Moral oral. That's when you said moral. I was like, oh, moral oral. Morels are actually a mushroom that I think
I've seen them.
They're gorgeous looking.
There's literally a mission in Yakuza I've been playing, and it has a mushroom seller who's selling like back alley mushrooms, and like one of them he sells is one of those, a moral.
They're really interesting. There's like a culture of like hunting morals where in like America, they grow in America too, but they're highly they're very valuable. So if you find them, you can like sell them.
I feel mushrooms aren't nearly as like huge as they are in Japan, in America.
Especially like the idea of like going and picking mushrooms is not really, that's not something that most Americans do.
The mushrooms I think in America are very like not looked as like nearly good as Japan is.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know. Mushrooms are kind of. I guess,
I don't like mushrooms.
I don't like mushrooms at all.
Yeah, mushrooms are gross.
They can be for good like flavor, but like I can't eat a whole mushroom.
I would try a moral though if you gave me the chance. A morel.
I mean, yeah. So we get the chairman, was it Netero, and then Nav. It's the glasses, and but so they mentioned the cat has a greater aura than Hisoka and Illumi.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Those are like two of the most powerful people we've met in Hunter x Hunter.
And that's crazy, too, because Hisoka is always that one character that is, like, kind of above everyone else.
Yeah.
The one time it's not really the case is in the Greed Island arc. I think that's kind of, like... Hisoka feels kind of on par with people like Razor.
Yeah.
And, like, some of the... Like, I don't know. But that's kind of, like... The same thing with JoJo, where the...
Power scaling?
The power system in Hunter x Hunter is very equalizing, like... Anyone with any ability can do it well. Can win in a fight.
You have to learn.
Just really using your power well.
We learned that with the whole Cheeto arc.
Yes.
So
you can be given the most OP power, but if you don't like play to your strengths, you fuck yourself.
Yeah, or have something you choose something and it's just the dumbest choice.
It's I can't wait to talk about that. I love that so much.
So and then we wrote so the chairman has a Buddha aura. So I'm assuming he's going to have like a weird like Buddha power kind of thing, or a Buddha statue summoned.
I'm nodding vigorously at Sam. There's so many things that I cannot wait for you to see. There's so many incredible payoffs in the second half of this big arc.
And then we get the first big thing for Gon and Killua, where the chairman put 2 assassins in the nearest city and tells them if they want to live as hunters, you have to take them down. And he gives them the shogi piece, and they have to get the other half from the 2.
Yeah.
And then they get a great moment of Gon thanking Killua, and he believes Kite's alive and they need to get stronger. And then Killua says Gon is light, too bright to look at, and wants to stay by him. I think,
Killua and Gon, I've said it a million times, but I'll say it again. I love them. Their relationship is so wholesome.
Yeah, Killua is like, he is the light in the darkness of his family. Like,
yeah.
He's the only one with white hair other than his dad. So yeah, also, the biggest shock after that is just the cat with Kite's head. I was like, holy fuck.
I know. That is like, that's probably one of my favorite panels in all of Hunter x Hunter. It like gives me chills.
It's literally shocking. Like it is so fucking shocking. I would literally get like, okay, Kite had to get away or like something.
Kite fucking dead. His head is fucking decapitated. Yeah, that is like, so that is such an incredible panel too. And so another thing I think is important to mention here, because we're talking about the manga, is this is when Togashi started to have a very difficult time putting out finished chapters.
Yeah. And
a lot of the chapters that did actually run in Shonen Jump were like basically first draft sketches. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. So like time in between, because I think this was coming out in like 2007, I think is when the the Chimera Ant started. But it took him a very long time to finish it. Because obviously it's known for hiatuses. But in the meantime, I think almost every single chapter has been redrawn by him.
I think, because I think I went through 2 different like translations, it's to get back and forth. I can tell the one was the older one because it looked like very different.
Yeah, and I remember when I was reading it, there was one chapter that was like, oh, this is an unfinished. But so, like, that, I think the art, now that it's been fixed, quote unquote fixed, I think the art in Chimera stands very strongly.
Yeah.
Like those panel, the panel of Pito holding Kite's head is just like, because
shocking. You didn't have to go super detailed with how menacing the cat is. Like, you literally get to just from like this blank kind of like sinister grin with just the big bulging eyes kind of thing.
I love Pito. Pito is one of my favorite characters.
Simple can always work. Just doesn't have to be like super detailed, like when do with Palm's face when we get to zoom in on hers.
Yeah, so, Palm, another character I love.
Some reason, like, I wrote cat in a K there for some reason. I think I had Mortal Kombat on the mind.
Dork.
So yeah, that's when we meet Palm next. The creepy ring girl, and they grab coffee, and she's Nav's pupil, which God help that man. I don't know why or how.
She fixates on like how attracted she is to him, which is gross. Like, I don't like it. I think Nav is a very interesting character.
She wants to just anything that walks, no matter how old you are, 12
That's
or
true.
20s or 30-year-old.
Nav is a really interesting character to me because he's initially shown as like I
wrote as Morel and Nav that come off as very dickish early on, but like Morel comes like awesome, like a cool guy, where I guess Nav is more like it's kind of like what Knuckle and Shoot are, where one's kind of more friendly, more friendly. The other one's kind of like distant,
closed off.
Yeah,
but it's his Nav's interactions with Palm are so weird to me. Like
they are.
He's so mean. He's so cruel to her, which I don't know. I think so. Keep in mind. People's cruelty towards Palm is something that comes up later.
Even if she like doesn't deserve nearly as much. Maybe except she is kind of crazy, but she is. Maybe all this cruelty caused her to be crazy like that.
That's kind of my the way I look at it, because she's like, I think that she like the cruelty. It's like what's the word? Like a vicious cycle. Like she's weird and mean to people, and then people are like mean to her back, and it just is like getting so bad that she's like almost homicidal.
I mean, when Gon's super nice to her, she kind of like mellows out and everything. You know, when Killer does his normal women charm,
he yells at her.
I'm pretty sure she throws like scissors at him at one point, but luckily that's when he got his mojo back, so he was able to dodge it.
Yeah, I don't know. I love how nice Gon is to Palm.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
So yeah,
now actually.
But she when he gets his wishes, and because she loves and respects him, and she just dumps sugar in her coffee and then chugs it, which is like.
Oh, I love that scene.
You ever have too much sugar at the bottom of your coffee, and it's like literally the worst thing? I can't imagine.
And that's all her coffee is. Every sip is like that. That final sip.
But like, yeah, and then she basically tells him to take down Knuckle and Shoot. She breaks the mug. She shows she's an enhancer because of
the coffee starts overflowing when she loses control of her temper.
Yeah, so
very cool.
Then we learn that Knuckle and Shoot are Morel's pupils, and then so it's gonna be either them or the boys are gonna go to NGL, and
it's whoever can win.
Yeah.
In this fight or whatever.
And then they have 1 month to do this, by the way. So it's gonna be just a time jumps in this. Remember how Greed Island had that shit too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cat. I mean, the cat uses the Nen to fix Kite, which is crazy.
Yeah.
She's because like I get that spoiled for me because I think when we saw that one episode, like I saw it was like that weird puppet kind of horror monster that was like a medical kind of thing.
Dr. Blythe.
And
sorry, I think it's Nurse.
I'm not sure if she may say the name.
I don't think she said it yet.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite abilities. It's basically a stand.
Yeah.
It's literally
it's like a stand, like a puppet user, like it's whatever. So Knuckle looks like Kuwabara because you have to say there's some awesome art I saw today on Twitter of like all like Okuyatsu, Knuckle, and Kuwabara just like squatting out. And I love it.
It's great. We love to see it.
Kuwabara is one of the best boys, especially in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Urameshi.
That voice lives on in my head.
I love Kuwabara. He's like the ultimate antagonist character that's a dick, but then becomes like the lovable friend. Oh, that looks awesome. You sent that to me. I sent it. Yeah. I'll include a link to this. Check the show notes for a link to the cool picture of Okuyatsu, Kuwabara, and
the cool side characters that get shafted very hard.
That also have pompadours.
That have pompadours. Oh man, Kuwabara is great. So yeah, Knuckle calls him out on a megaphone, which I fucking love how direct Knuckle is. He's an idiot. But he just the big meathead idiots. They're so lovable. He's a dog guy. He's great.
Do we know what his Nen?
Not yet.
Classification is? Okay, not yet.
I'm not sure they specifically say it. They just talk about a script. I may have it in my notes. I do write down the abilities written down in it. But
all right, we'll get there when we get there.
So yeah, then Biscuit arrived, because Palm calls Biscuit, and I fucking freaked out, because I love seeing Biscuit again. It felt like, even though she appeared in the last arc, I was, like, so happy to see her.
Yeah, that's another thing I was talking with Sam about. It's like, it hadn't been a long time since we'd seen Biscuit, but seeing her show up again as a surprise is, like, wonderful.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even really do much, but it's like, I love Biscuit. Show me Biscuit.
I love her costume, the best costume. It's so good. And, so yeah, we learned about Palm. Her ability does research. Like, she, like, learns about, like, what they went through, I guess, already.
She's basically Paisley Park.
Yes. And then I wrote down, also in this chapter, 207, or 201, there's Art of Crollo reading Bobobo. And I don't know why, but it's great. I don't think he wrote Did he write Bobo? I don't think
he definitely did not write Bobo.
He must have really loved Bobo.
That's really, of all things to have a reference to, that's really funny.
I mean, great. I mean, so, they had to try to, like, teach them to keep up their rent for 3 hours. It takes a month for 10 more minutes to keep it up. Like, and then that's when you use her massage. I love her massage, Ned.
Yeah,
so
Bisky's they give it a name, but I can't remember the name.
It just makes a 30-minute rest into 8 hours sleep, which that'd be so fucking amazing.
Dude, imagine all of the things you could do in your day if you had this Nen ability.
And like, my favorite thing about Bisky is just like, that's her Nen ability. She's just so dominant physically that she just needs something to recover quickly.
That's another thing why I love Hunter x Hunter so much. I love this series so much. That is such a clever thing to do. The
thing with, like, I always, like, talk about Killa's, like, father and grandfather, where, like, their powers could just be the peak human form, and, like, and just very basic Nen just leveled up because they're so strong. Like, the whole key last just, like, Nen, just energy just throwed.
Yeah, and actually that kind of makes sense, because early on, before, like, Killua didn't know what Nen was, but he was able to do these, like, advanced assassin techniques.
Yeah.
Like, he could basically move it, like, light speed.
Break your neck, or just hit, like, the back of your neck, like, very quick and snap it.
And also, they show his, like, do you remember the thing he used to do where his fingers would get all pointy and, like, muscular? And, like, so, there must be some sort of, like, weird other abilities that aren't necessarily Nen-tied.
Assassin techniques.
Yeah. But then there's also the whatever, never mind.
I mean, she can just be strong with scissors. Palm just be really good with scissors.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, Palm says she will kill them if they don't succeed.
Which, you love it.
No pressure.
You love it.
Chairman spots the cat. And then, okay, so Nav pulls out the puddle. I was like, what is up with these puddles? But I eventually do learn is like a portal to, like, a pocket dimension, essentially.
So, okay. Nav has the greatest Nen ability there is.
He's a Nen mansion.
It's literally just like, is that what it's called?
It's like a Nen mansion. It had like multiple layers and like multiple. Like, I may have wrote down the details when I get there. Of like, it has like a bunch of floors. Every room's different. It's like the most intricate like Nen mansion.
The one that we see most of the time, it basically just looks like that level in a fighting game that's just like the training room, where it's just a big white box. That's basically what it looks like.
Because everybody has to pick it because it has some frame lag, and even though it's the most boring level, like.
But it's just like, so he's able to like create these portals and go into a completely like separate safe dimension. Like, this is an incredibly powerful
It's like
ability.
where they store the weapon, because he gives Morel the pipe from there. So it's basically they basically go to the weapon storage room essentially. Or because like I think you see like snacks there at one point and everything.
the limit, it is like basically like your mind is the limit of what you can do with this
once
ability.
He gets a portal there, he just stays there too.
Yeah.
He just has to go through the door and gets there.
Ugh. That is like, oh my god, this character's so strong.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't remember that Morel summons bunnies. I wrote down might have been smoke bunnies, but
oh yeah, he does. He makes smoke bunnies, yeah.
And that's when we get the new royal guard also, the butterfly. So
this is Poof or Shiapoof.
Shiapoof. I think I just refer.
He's referred to as Poff or Poof.
I wrote down Shia, but I just call him Poot.
Shy guy.
And then the third one, the big buff one, which he just had like kind of looked like he had like angel wings, but like he's just the big Hulk guy.
Well, yeah, he grows. So the scene that's cool about him is he grows the angel wings because he sees Shia fly. So he's
adapting.
Yeah.
Okay, he's an adapter. So his name is like, oh my god.
Yeah, try.
Menthupi? So
yeah, I don't know how to say his name. His nickname is Yuppie. They all have like a nickname.
Yuppie. Okay. They like Methu Yuppie. He's gonna wake up soon, and then. So yeah, they made it.
Menthu Yuppie.
Yeah, sure. You can't even do it either.
No, it's stupid.
So they made to get their rent up to 3 hours, and they're going to go duel Knuckle. So Knuckle's super menacing, but then he just cries.
He's a big soft boy.
He's great.
We love Knuckles.
Everybody loves Knuckles. Hard to not like hate. hard to not like him. So.
Yeah, he's a big red enchilada or echidna.
So he says for Gon to hit him. He's like, just hit me right here, and he goes in for a rock. Then Knuckle realizes he's fucked up, and then he needs to guess it's gonna be like rock or scissors or whatever, or what's he gonna do?
Oh, I love this so much.
And he fucking loses. But like he doesn't lose his time because Gon was a fair duel. He doesn't want him to be like some caught off guard like that. He wants him like to actually go all out and earn it.
Is this a scene where he's like, "Oh, so you named your ability Jajanken because it's like rock and jankin," and Gon is like, sure,
sure. And then that's what we're about. Okay, so Gon knows he's good. He's a good guy. He's got the cute dogs and everything, and he has to find him anytime. So okay, so this is like the one chapter this is out of nowhere, which we talked earlier with Gyro, the one ant rejected the queen.
Okay, this is it's kind of hard to talk about this. So you go first.
He's an NGL kingpin. He grew up in a construction camp till he was 12 and killed his father. He couldn't talk until he was 7 years old. Only used the bathroom twice a day. His father was a god to him, and because he helped him when he was sick and never asked him to leave. He got beat up by a bully and told him his dad didn't help when he was sick. Killed his dad 9 years later. Started NGL. Was king. Developed the D2 drug. Gyro left without meeting Gon. That's the entire arc, essentially, the facts about him. And like, this is so weird because he doesn't meet Gon. He doesn't appear at all. I'm assuming he's saying he should appear in this arc, but from what I'm hearing, he doesn't.
So I'm not going to go into too much because you haven't finished the arc technically. But the thing is, they spend a lot of time fleshing this character out. Togashi spends a lot of time.
Yeah, I said it's building up a meeting between them.
Yes. So the theory is that the meeting will happen. It just hasn't happened yet. And this is including the manga.
Oh, God.
So this is the one like minor spoiler that I guess I'll give. Is there is not really resolution to this.
So stupid.
But at the same time, like, it's just something they're building towards. So there's going to be a little more. Don't worry.
Maybe.
Oh well, yeah. As far as I know, there is a little bit more that we see, but in the future, who knows?
Yeah. So there's basically cocky Chimera Ant officers are getting exterminated. The boys fight Knuckle again and shoot watches. Says he's going to ambush them. I guess after they're done. The boy that heard from a fight, Shoot gets cold feet. I wrote down his name is Shoot fucking McMahon.
His name is Shoot McMahon.
Yeah, his name is Shoot McMahon.
I know that Knuckles' name is Bine. Knuckle Bine.
Sure. But I thought it was really fucking funny.
That's a really fucking funny.
So they're running out of time. They have 10 days left. Palm is being creepy. I have a great creepy Junji Ito-like art for her.
I love Palm. Palm is so good.
But then going to the good thing of Pinky swears with Palm saying he's going to succeed. It's a very cute moment.
Did we talk about when Palm becomes like a normal girl, like a normal-ass girl in the
we'll
date?
Get there.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that
We haven't got to their hot date yet.
Okay.
So yeah, the team sends ants to a room to fight the chairman. That's where he kept sending them to the chairman in the pocket dimension to murder them. Which
I love that. So it's really fun too because it's like, oh, Netero gets to like warm up. He gets to just brutalize all these fucking ants.
Everything he mentions is him warming up. So yeah, that's the next child is coming soon. The next ant child. So the last day, because skip days, they go into the fight rested. So the chairman thinks he can't succeed without a sacrifice. The chairman keeps like mentioning in this arc about like people are gonna die, which I get the prediction who's I think is gonna live and die in the squad at the end.
Okay, I'm very very interested to see. Well, I think we'll save that for the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's for predictions.
Yeah.
So during the fight, he calls Gon's rock flawed because he calls move Jaja Ken, like you said. So it has a long wind up. He puts himself in jeopardy and doesn't have the experience to really use it, I guess. And he's reading Gon's aura, but he keeps getting Gon advice during this fight to try to like.
I love it.
Try to get him to use the move Knuckle better. And but he also tells Knuckle to go all out, and he fakes the attack. He uses like a fake attack. Like he kind of goes like paper, this rock, and everything. And I do love him like using the other ones. I'm hoping he gets a paper. He has to.
We'll see.
Because that was Scissors is Emission, right?
Which one?
Emission is Scissors. Right?
I think so.
And then what's next to the other side of Enhancer then?
Let's pull up the chart, ladies and gentlemen.
Get up that chart.
I was looking at the screen.
Look it up, Jimmy. Look it up.
Hold on. HxH.
Look it up, Jimmy. Look it up.
I'm so bad at remembering all these things. I'm really rusty.
It's fine.
I typed in a Hunter x Hunter chart, and the first thing is Hunter x Hunter hiatus chart. I should have typed in Nen.
No, you made a horrible mistake.
Nen chart.
I got hit by depression.
That's my Nen type, depression. Okay, so Enhancer is the top one. Then we have Emitter, which shoots out or projects aura. Yeah. And then the other side of that is Transmuter. Changes the quality of aura.
Hey, that doesn't be paper. I feel.
And then the further ones that Gon would have a very hard time with are Conjuration and Manipulation.
Which I don't see Gon using anyway.
No, he's not smart enough to do that. He's too dumb.
So yeah, he learned to overcome his weakness in the fight with Knuckle, and there's 10 minutes left to fight. He goes for Rock, fakes out the paper, and then he uses that to fake out to go back to Rock, but he passes out.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, though.
It is very sad.
But like Knuckle is so like he admits he would have lost if he like didn't pass out, which I do love that. But like Gon's like this guy is like he's not like top tier. Like we know where they're at, and then like kind of Knuckle and Shoot are above them, and then Moral and Nav are above that, and then above them is Chairman. Where we kind of have these tiers.
I think this arc does a good job at like because when I was first going through it, I thought it was weird that because I was so wrapped up in the action of like Kite. And like now we have the expert hunters coming in, and it's like, why are we going away from this? Why are we like meeting these new characters? But it does really enrich the whole like because we see like okay, wow, Gon and Killua were outmatched before, but now we see just how like even they're outmatched even by the apprentices of the master hunters. Like they still have a world of growth to do.
The apprentices. Even like Palm he doesn't even like is menacing and like threatening to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Killua says to go, and Killua gets to his fight tomorrow. So Bisky says to spar her to Killua, and he gets fucking destroyed because he knows what her fucking real form looks like. Canonically,
yeah.
So he's the only one that knows what her true form now it looks like. That's not beaten to death like the Green Island guys. I'm pretty sure. And so that's when we first get the whole thing of Killua being too cautious, and he always bails when the enemy is stronger than he is, or when he thinks the enemy is stronger than he is.
Yeah.
And like he said, and she blames it on his teacher, which is his mom. I think they alluded to that his mom was his teacher. I wrote down like mom ? So it says it's a bad habit that's going to end up getting Gon killed essentially.
Yeah, because he's not able to be there for his.
Going to leave him to die.
Yeah.
And if he can't beat Shoot, he needs to stay out of Gon's life forever.
Which I think this is a really, really clever way for Togashi to use how he's been writing Killua in like a concrete way and like to really sum everything up because. We even see it with the whole thing with Kite, too. Like, he knew that Gon was going to try and fight and die to Pito. Yeah. So the only way to do it was to incapacitate Gon and leave. Also, and it was the best choice.
Because like, we know that Gon has that aura that, like, the potential. Because everybody mentioned, like, when Gon powers up, you see that like, crazy potential he has.
It's, like, limitless potential, yeah.
And that would have gotten the attention of the cat itself, because that's how she found them, and would have definitely gotten them all killed. So yeah, then Knuckle goes... all out, Gon eats a punch, and that's when the baby appears. The 210 baby appears, I wrote. Knuckles Nen.
Oh,
I didn't know that, because the name didn't come up right. I wrote 210 baby, because
they hit a 210 on him.
Yeah. So he lends his aura, 10% every 10 seconds.
Doesn't it have a funny name? Isn't it like Chapter 7? Sorry, I'll let you get to it.
Ability, Hakaware, Bankruptcy, Chapter 7.
Chapter 7. I knew it was like Bankruptcy Chapter something.
The baby is a mascot. It's APR. It's a power redirector. Essentially, it's indestructible. Also, as a max. So they have I think Gon's maximum potential aura power is 21,500 aura, and once a user reaches the max of it, it will haunt the debtor for 30 days and blocks Nen using. And so victory for Knuckle if it passes 10k. Oh no, his max potential is 21,500. Gon is 10k.
Okay.
So, yeah, and Shoot's power activates when damage is inflicted, and that's when his arms and hands are floating and everything, and there's a cage appears.
Yeah, he's able to, like...
detach.
Yeah, it's weird. He can, like... it's very similar to Nav, where there's some sort of, like, space-time manipulation.
Because he has, like, a cage that he can actually trap people in as well.
Yeah, his is about, like, kind of using, like, his like small, like surgical sort of.
It's weird that
like incapacitating like limbs or organs.
It's
or
weird
whatever.
that he's not Nob's apprentice since he had like a kind of similar power with the cage.
Yeah, it is weird that they explicitly say that they're both Morel's apprentices.
Yeah, so Shoot is a manipulator. They say that, and Shoot is very fast. Hands were decoys. But Killer said it reminds him of Illumis of. It reminds him of Lumi's Vice. Sorry, that's the running away thing and everything. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, his habit, his left eye disappears, and if he's hit by a weird attack, you get far away, saying he never truly fought. Wait, if hit by a weird attack, get very far away. That's what Killa says himself.
That's his that's what Illumi.
His fight or flight.
Yeah.
And then he charges in, and then it cuts away to the king being born. So, and I wrote, Cell is here. He wants a feast, he kills an officer. And then the cat says they don't need the queen anymore, and they fucking kill the queen, or attempt to kill the queen.
Is that when they go out, like all four of them go out?
After they kill the queen, yeah, they get the wings out. They both get their wings. They're not used to at least the one's not used to the wings.
Yeah, Yuppie crashes into it because he doesn't know how to fly it, which is really cool.
And then, yeah, it's when they go to like, the village and like eat where the child murder happens.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the king, Nav and Moral talk with Colt also. That's when Colt flies to them.
Yeah, and that's when I think he literally has like a white flag.
Yeah, he does. I do love it.
So something else that they've like you didn't explicitly mention is they've been feeding the king, like they've made like all this food for the king.
Yeah.
But it's like mostly just human, and he's already starting to like get a taste for only Nen users. Like he's only able to like get sufficient nutrients when it's like a Nen user.
Only when it's powerful Nen users.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, we can't just stay here and have food be brought to me. We need to go out into the world and
find it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So during the whole thing, the cat gets tail slapped. I wrote for cat splaining.
Oh, this is such a great scene.
And the slap was to kill.
Yes. Oh, that's something I love. Like Pito is so strong that Meruem are like main bad guy. Wait, do you know his name?
I do not learn his name. I don't know. I think the queen may say the name.
The queen said it.
Says the name, but I don't know how he's going to learn that name since he never got the name from the cat.
He doesn't know his name.
Yeah. She only says it on her deathbed. I think Colt may be the only one that will know it.
Yes. No, actually, I think she says it to
Moral.
Netero.
No, because she.
Well, I know he knows it.
Okay, she says it on her deathbed. Okay. I know Moral and Nav are there next to Colt, but
okay, but so back to what I was saying. Like Meruem was trying to kill Pito, and like Pito gets fucked up. But
it's a power scaling for the Royal Guard, saying they can eat a hit from the main bad guy.
Like this, Pito is like literally the strongest character potentially. Like because right now Meruem is like just a baby, so he's like
learning,
he's undeveloped. But yeah. I think right now she is like the strongest character in the series.
Especially when it does the kite, after Kite's kind of built up as like the hunter that Gon always knew.
Yeah.
So
like I think he was like a double X or hunter? What do they call that? Like a double 2-star hunter, I think. Kite was a good ass hunter. Yeah. He was no pushover.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pito is just so incredibly powerful.
Yeah. So where was I? Okay, so they said
You take very good notes, actually.
I'm trying. So, officers, they say that's when they fight for the next king spot, essentially, because the king got fucked off.
Yeah.
And they want to reproduce, I guess, the new king and queen, essentially, so that's, like, kind of going in there for. So that's when the cult goes to the chairman.
They basically have, like, I know it's a bee thing, but they have, like, hive collapse disorder, colony collapse disorder. That's, like, what's happening to the ants.
There's a lot of rogue, like, kind of just, like, ones just wandering around now. And,
yeah.
But, yeah, that's when they bring Colt to the chairman, and Nav bets $1 million that all 5 of the boys are going to show up, and other one says, like, only 2 of them will.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do love that little thing. And then the boys lost, unfortunately. I love how far we learn. Like, it takes 2 chapters to finally learn out, like, what happened to the fight. Which is kind of so pissed if you're like reading that, you're like, what happened? Like You
have to wait 2 years for Takashi to put 2 chapters out.
So yeah, now Gon can't use Nen for 30 days, but luckily in 1 chapter, 30 days can go by and be fine.
Yeah, that is like, I always was so, I'm like conflicted about that. I think it's really cool that he decided to wait, but at the same time, it's like, it hurts. It really hurts when you see that not only, did they lose, but Gon cannot use Nen for... Like, that is a huge cost, because it kind of almost, at least in your mind, it writes him out of this arc. because there's nothing that they can do.
Like, Killua has to protect him. He says he's gonna leave after 30 days, and like this is probably more pressure for Killua to like he has to like step up and like not run from anything to protect Gon. So yeah, that's when the chairman called for the research team. He's wearing his favorite shirt.
Oh, I love
his serious shirt.
Yeah, it's like his just gym clothes. Basically,
it's like a One Punch Man gag. It's like say Thomas like random T-shirt.
He Netero really feels like a One Punch Man character at times.
Yeah, he does feel like that. Like Silver Fang, but like mixed with Saitama kind of thing.
Yes, I feel like Silver Fang is like the perfect.
So yeah, Colt said he doesn't stand a chance against any of the guards. Says the chairman doesn't stand a chance against the guards. And then he's not talking about the king, just the guards. He don't stand a chance against.
Yeah, insane. So, that's how strong these fucking characters are.
That's when the medical team shows up, and the queen says the king needs to go on a journey for himself. So that's why he left. And the queen has one last small baby. Oh yeah, and there's the king that gives a name as she dies. Is like you said,
Meruem. Yeah,
Meruem. Yeah, and the queen has Meruem.
Meruem.
Can't call him Cell.
No, I'll kill you.
The queen has one last baby, and Morel tells Colt that if him and the baby never eat a human, he will protect them both. Which is great. I love that moment. I love how, like...
it's so good. But it's also, like, very scary, too. Because, like, Morel is being very who says it? Is it Netero or...
Morel tells the Colt.
Okay, Morel does it, yeah. Morel is being, like, legitimately terrifying. He says, like, I will fucking kill you if you or this baby eat flesh.
I will know.
So, yeah, we cannot wait for you to see the resolution to this.
I'm surprised that's going to come into play. So yeah, Gon cheers up Spinner, who's on the truck with them, to tell them, you guys should train. And then
Spinner was a random girl, right?
Yeah, she's the girl with the camera.
Yeah, okay.
Where, like, I liked her design. I'm like, she's not gonna be okay.
One of the random, like, no ones from the very, very beginning when Kite had, like, a squad.
And then that's like, I became a hunter to repay a debt, and Kite helped her. And that's like, okay, bye Spinner, never be seen again.
Yeah, goodbye.
So yeah, Kite doesn't know where he's from either. That's another thing she meant. Kite doesn't know where he's from at all. He's a mysterious past. But then the research team gets slaughtered by Cheeto. Or a section of the research squad gets killed by him. And then the king storms the Republic, which is like the actual, like, the Kim Jong-un castle.
Oh, they call the Republic of Gordovia or something?
The Republic of East Gorto.
Gorto, okay. So yeah, this is like the North Korea. Like,
basically,
they're very like North Korea coded.
I love the whole storming the castle part. It's so great. Yeah, so he said the king consumed Nen auras and make it his own. That's how we kind of get the power. That's why he wants to eat the. So we haven't even actually seen him really eat any Nen users right away.
Yeah.
So he will turn the mansion into a meat orchard. I thought that was interesting.
Meat orchard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Killua needs to protect Gon from Palm in Spooky Home. I wrote that there's some insane gore in the mansion storming part, too. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's like the most insane thing here.
It's very gory.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter x Hunter had some gore before, but this is like...
I really had to look up two different translations, because the one translation had a weirdly censored where this black bar would come up, so I had to look up another, like, I guess the older one to show it uncensored.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. For some reason, there is a, like, censored version
of
some of the chapters.
It's like a see-through black bar, like it's not like a censor bar, but it's like a rectangle, like, goes down the page where the gore it happens later on, too, when, like, Killua destroys the ambush.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember that, too. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's strange. And then, Palm stabbing Gondal says she wants to kill him, but he has to be her boyfriend.
Will you be my boyfriend?
Says you go ahead. Hey, we can go on a date if you're ready tomorrow. And then so he tells Killua Gon has dated before. He dated Cougar, and then he likes cougars.
I love this little scene. It's coincidentally, the scene we're talking about is also the scene that's playing on the TV. Yeah,
we're having like Hunter x Hunter as limited as the HBO Max will show.
Yeah. But so yeah, the date scene is very cute.
Yes.
It's just like, Gon is such a good, precious boy.
And how pretty, like, Palm is.
Yeah, I love Palm's transformation, and Gon doesn't even recognize her at first.
So, also, so before the date actually happens, because they get ready to do the date prep, Knuckle finds Kite, and Cheeto shows up in town, but also. But Cheeto, Chester Cheeto. G2.
G2, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot like him with Leo. Like, he shows up, he fucks off. But yeah, Cheeto kills cops, and then Zombie Girl news anchor. I don't remember that, but
I didn't remember that either until I just saw her on the TV, and yeah, that was really weird.
I think this is I mean Jim would like.
I really do like that. I can't believe I forgot about that.
And that's when we get the cute palm while Killer watches as a cuck.
As a cuck. I don't know. It's like Killer cares about his friend.
He's dating my boyfriend. So yeah,
he's jelly. Killer is legitimately jealous here. Like, I know. You can tell he is. He's actually jealous.
So yeah, Gon tells her he can't give the time. He can't really give her like all the time to be together with her.
Yeah.
He says he needs to beat Kite. You beat his controller. So and then the ant is coming, and then she gets evil again.
Palm. Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't help it.
Yeah, that's when during this whole thing, Killer meets the harpy ant. And he runs away, and because they have that Lumi thought in his head again.
Yeah, the runaway.
Yeah, he's getting pummeled, but cries when he needs to do it for Gon though, which is great. And then they have a really good best friend spread of like all their moments together. I really fucking love the spreads. I really love the spreads in the manga so much.
Yeah, I think a lot of people write off the manga because the anime exists and the anime is pretty good, but the manga is good.
Yeah.
Manga is very good.
I think so. And then also that's when we get the Illumi needle in his brain that he pulls out that there.
Yep.
Even
so this is something that like I've heard people and I've heard people being contested over it, and I still feel a little weird about it. Like you could have had it, you didn't need it to be mind control.
Or weird what's the needle like massage like
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
Like a weird like, acupuncture thing where like, you put the needle in his brain that he can't see or feel or anything.
Yeah, it's a little like
it just triggers his brain's like fight or flight like aggressively.
It's a little on the nose, I think. Like they didn't need to, to make it an actual like thing that is like a physical thing in his body. It could have been more like I think it's more supposed to be a metaphor of like this is how he was.
It's not a metaphor. He pulls it out bleeding from the forehead.
But it's more of like a symbol of like his years of being like abused by his family, rather than like I think you're not supposed to totally interpret it as like this is a limiter, because he also like it's not like he just gets it pulled out, like he pulls it out because he's able to like come to terms with his emotions.
It's easy in my final form at all. He rips out the needle and just like instantly kills the bunny harpy man.
Who I hate his design. It's gross.
Yeah, he's weird. He's like weird, not Hisoka like harpy bunny man.
Yeah, we needed like a creepy sex character for this arc, and Hisoka's not been seen. So
yeah, then he just insta kills him. Like nothing.
Oh, it's great.
And then, yeah.
I love that scene. It just ruins him.
He comes... So, yeah. Also, Gon is 12 years old. She is 22.
Palm?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what her full name is?
No.
Palm Siberia.
Sure. Fucking sure.
Her name's Siberia.
They're fucking Metal Gear names.
They really are fucking Metal Gear names.
Fucking shoot McMahon. No chance at all. Oh, man. So yeah, that's when he comes back to the couple, and Palm is punishing Gon by painting kanji, and tries to stab Killua, but dodges. So yeah, Palm has a dead goblin crystal ball, which is her Nen.
I love that thing. It's so creepy.
She's also covered in knives. So yeah, Nob arrives to observe the boy, which is where is it?
Nob arrives to observe the boys.
I wrote.
Terrible out of context.
Knuckle and Morel fight this is like the first time in many they fight Tester Cheeto.
Is this the part when they actually like Morel has his like one-on-one with Cheeto? Okay.
This is the first time he arrives and fucks off because he needs a Nen ability.
This is when Morel becomes like a background character to like a badass.
This is
guy.
Knuckle and Morel are doing a tag team fight where they both use smoke and the interest, and then Cheeto runs away, but he has the interest on him.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the Cheeto said he needs Nen, and Knuckle and boys meet up with Knuckle and Shoot, and they have Kite in the cage, and that's when the first fight with Gon and the Kite. And it's really sad because Gon can't. So Kite can't use Nen. He's stitched up like horrifying Frankenstein monster, which I'm thinking if he ever gets like freed, I don't think he's one of my predictions, I'm gonna say. I'll probably say at the end again, but I'm pretty sure like he'll free Kite, but he'll probably have to put him out of his fucking
like a mercy killing.
Yeah, like we saw. Because I don't think he's gonna be cool being
He's really fucked up.
Unless they can fix him better.
Kite's really fucked up, guys.
I mean, if they can reattach the king's arm, they can probably reattach Kite if he could.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Blythe is pretty powerful.
We'll see. So yeah, then Gon hugs him and apologizes for everything, and that's when we kind of get the first thing about it being a puppet Nen on him.
That's a big cry scene.
Gon says, "I got this," and then walks off, and it's really sad. So depressing.
It is so sad. It's so, and like to think about like how Kite is like such an inspirational figure for Gon too.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
It's his Shanks, man.
Yeah, like why did poor Gon have to go through this? Why is Gon's life suffering?
Kite wasn't as OP as Shanks is, so it didn't work out. Even if Shanks has one arm. I felt like, okay, Kite lose arm, is he gonna be Shanks with one arm?
Shanks has one arm?
Yeah.
Not where I was.
No, it was. It was where you're at.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, whatever.
It's literally like the first origin story chapter thing.
I don't remember. I just remember him having a hat and looking like Luffy.
He gives him his hat, yes. So yeah, Gon will get his Nen back tomorrow. We got through 30 days quick.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're almost there, baby.
The puppet leader So yeah, the Kim Jong-un is being a puppet controlled, and he's gonna hold a rally in 10 days. A 3-day long rally where everybody must come. So the chairman has infiltrated the mansion as well. Everybody has to split up in teams of 2. Gon gets his Nen back. Moros has to punch him to test him, or he'll get replaced.
Okay, this is like one of my favorite scenes in Hunter x Hunter. This is another scene that the anime handles like perfectly.
And yeah, charting his attack, Killua stops him, but it actually scares Morel.
Yeah, Morel says if he actually connected with that punch, it would have killed him.
He says he almost killed him.
Yeah, well, and the way that like I'll show you that scene when we finish, but like it does like there's a couple music tracks in the anime that are really iconic, and it plays like the one, and like the way that like the all of the background goes away, and it's literally just Gon, like, powering up, and before he's about to do it, like, Killua just, like, calmly walks up to him and puts his hand on his back, and it's just like, oh my god, I love these characters so much. They're so good. Like, it just shows how perfect, like, Killua and Gon are for keeping each other in check, and,
So, and they basically say each of the squads have to take out a, a guard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Gon and Killua have to get the cat because they have to get their revenge. Knuckle and Shoot have to get, I think, the big guy? Or no, which one's,
Yuppie.
Yuppie?
The red guy, right?
I think so, and then the other two have to take out the, butterfly guy.
Yeah, Poof.
Shy
Poof.
Butterfly. Violin Man.
Butterfly.
So,
how much more do we have left? I feel like we're
we are on the Phantom Troop coming in.
Okay, so
the motherfucking best filler arc ever. So, I said no Ahsoka, unfortunately, but, I know he left, but still.
Yeah.
So we have
strangely absent.
Shizuku, what's it called? The mummy guy's like Bonovalov?
He's like one of the characters because he doesn't really play a big part in the first in the York New York.
Like him and Finks are like background characters.
Yeah.
Like Finks is there, Fightin is there, Shalnark, and Killa's sister. Kaluto. Who
actually is a boy.
Yeah, I always thought it was a sister because I had nothing. No one ever said anything about him being his brother.
Yep. I don't fucking know. I think there's a scene where they say, "Oh, Killua's brothers," and then they they show the picture of them all. So is
that girl a boy too? Yes.
Kaluto is a boy. I don't know. Kaluto's not really in it enough, so I don't know if characters refer to them as a girl or not.
I feel like the entry basically ignores their existence very easily compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
And it kind of has a lame power compared.
I think Kaluto has a pretty cool power. It's just, but compared to the Phantom Troop, and well, that's the other thing.
I've seen cooler paper powers.
Yeah, Kaluto even explains, like, I am nowhere near these guys. Like,
why am I here?
I am a fucking baby.
So yeah, and then they have to go kill the queen. Because they show up and like they're mutants and people are being kidnapped.
So it's not the queen.
They went the new queen. Essentially.
Yeah, this is like, I think it's interesting how like we said, like, there's colony collapse disorder happening where now that the king has abandoned his post, the queen is dead. Technically, I guess the next step would be the king goes out and finds a new queen, but the king is not interested in that at all.
He's not cared in women. We'll find out his taste in women after a bit.
Yeah, the king is focused on just pure might and strength and just being the best at everything. So this the scorpion girl,
she has sexy stinger.
She proclaims herself a queen. She does give a costume change. She has a different costume.
That lasts for like 2 seconds before it's ripped in her fight.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's interesting that we have this whole side arc, and it's a kind of a way I see of just like tying up a bunch of loose characters.
Yeah, like we mentioned, like, okay, she appears earlier on, the spider Pike appears earlier on, Yoda himself appears.
Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple others that we saw earlier, and then it's just like, okay, it's a way to write off a few characters and have some awesome scenes.
Yeah. It's when we get the I guess Bono or Bana, I can't read my own fucking handwriting, but the mummy guy, he writes like a spiky ant. He unwraps and he has these weird looking holes on him, and his body glove are still on, but he has this weird wind style dance, like.
So it's like, this is one of those things that I wonder what, I kind of see the inspiration, like, there's a lot of.
It's like a weird tribe, like, it's kind of a mix of like, kind of doing this dance, like kind of capybara, but like using the wind as like a song as well, so it's like a mix of dancing and music and like a song.
Yeah, like body modification, like heavy body modification.
Like, yeah, like
where you basically fill your body with holes.
As a fucking baby.
Yeah, like they start. It's like I know there's certain tribes that do like the head, like the rings around the neck
and like the mouth disc.
Yeah, where it's like it's like a very gradual thing, but because it's so gradual when you're like an adult, the amount of like. Or like the changes are so extreme.
Yeah.
But like in this we see like this dude basically just has like dozens of holes on his body.
Yeah.
Because as a baby they like prick you and which the craziest thing to me is like the one in the stomach.
Yeah.
So like they would have to make sure not to like puncture any of your internal organs.
Yeah.
With doing that. But yeah,
we're talking about like, is this just a fighting style? Is there any Nen actually involved in this? Is he just like is it just like, because he does have, like, at one point, he does, like, the very loud song, and it kind of just drives, like, the other monster insane.
Yeah.
Before he crushes them.
Because to me, like, what would that be? Like, would that be, I think you said emitter,
maybe?
I said
he's, like, an emitter of sound.
Yeah.
Like, makes sense.
That does actually make a lot of sense, I think.
So, that's my bet. But yeah, he fights him, as we learn about the small tribe. Oh, circumcised at age 3. Why did I write the weird detail that's in there?
Wait, why did you?
Because there's this weird detail. Like, why did they tell me that they're circumcised at 3 years old?
Very interesting.
So yeah, the dancing warrior. He takes off his gloves, which is just like him powering up essentially. The monkey fights Sphinx. Shizuku fights the spider. Yoda,
Master Yoda.
Shaunark fights the giant beetle. Phaeton fights the queen. And Killa's sister fights a weird bug, because that's all I called him as.
Yeah, these are just awesome. They're basically just, like, reminders that...
Here's the Phantom Troop.
The Phantom Troop are awesome.
Everybody should be asking, where's the Phantom Troop?
The Phantom Troop aren't on screen.
It's like, Ahsoka's not on screen. You should be asking, where's Ahsoka? And who's he's creeping on?
But yeah, I love, I think the standouts here are Shizuku being an idiot. So, okay.
So let's go in order, because they get Killa's brother out of the way, because he's just confetti, and it's just like the paper fan was able to cut steel rope, and if you get like one piece of confetti like, piercing you, he can just basically infiltrate it with paper and just cut it completely.
So I think it was kind of the way that it's like displayed. I think it's like Kabuto's looking for the one weak point in their enemy. So it's kind of like that one Marvel guy who's the one Inhuman guy that's powers...
Oh, Karnak.
Yeah, Karnak's power is literally that he just, like, can find the weakness in anything. So he can take anything down because he can find, the one weakness.
It's like when you're fighting there's an invisible enemy and you throw a thing of powder or like, flour on them to reveal where they're at.
Yeah, so basically Kabuto finds, like, okay, there's a weak spot in your arm, I can cut your arm off, and then it's just, like...
They almost say if it's soft enough to get, like, pierced by, like, a little piece of paper, because like he also put like little pieces of paper on the other Phantom Troops to hear in like a little origami. Like
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this character is a
paper
manipulator.
I guess so. Yeah.
A manipulator, or I wonder. Let me see if because the wiki has like normally if a character
can manipulate the wind with paper.
Oh
my god! This killer just decapitate him, just holding the head.
Oh yeah, when he kills the harpy guy.
But also like Shaunark fights. Like, the beetle, he gets, like, an antenna on, but the beetle is being manipulated, which is hilarious.
Oh, did you know that Kabuto is 10 years old?
Really? Killa's like 12, I think.
Oh, yeah, it says a manipulator.
Okay.
I'm a genius.
So, yeah, So Sean Arc's getting like grabbed by the beetle, and then it cuts to Finks, who's doing his like wind up punches, which I love. Like, it's a really fun way to do an enhancer.
Yeah, it's just like
it's a really kid like thing to do, and it's so good for it to actually wind up. Me and Jim were talking about like what's stopping you just while you're walking, just constantly rev up your arm, just so no matter what, you're just gonna like one shot everything.
Maybe if he does it too much, it's like literally too strong, and it could like hurt
explode
himself.
His arm.
Yeah, it could like break his hand off.
You don't know because like even he mentioned like, oh, I don't even know the power of my punches at each wind up. Like you think by now in the Phantom Troop you would know like how many especially like, testing one on a punching bag.
Yeah,
like test yourself out, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's like it's basically he's just using Ko, but he has like no limit on it. He can just like keep making his Nen stronger.
It's such ridiculous. So,
sure.
And then Fight uses his like umbrella sword on the Queen, and then that's the end of that chapter. Then we get the Jupiter attack in the next chapter, which is awesome. I love that attack. How crazy he just gets the planet to crush.
It just shows how imbalanced the Phantom Troops are compared to like if Killua had actually not Killua. If Kurapika actually had tried to fight all of them, he probably would have died. Like,
or Hisoka just like trying to fight like just like in the middle of like the troop.
He would have been ruined.
Or if he actually beat Chrollo, does the other troop just go to attack him afterwards to fight?
and like based on the rules, it would be like one at a time too. So he would have to do. It's like in a fighting game when you have to like fight, like do like a boss rush basically.
It's a survival tower or whatever. Where they keep going with your same health bar.
Yeah.
So Kabuto kills her bug. Shao stabs. Okay, that's when we learned that Shao stabs himself with the antenna and goes Super Saiyan on autopilot, which is cool. He just leaves him super sore, and like he kind of needs to complete his task. Like, if he does it, he just can't be stuck in that.
Yeah, it seems like it's one of those things where it's like a great potential, but if you fuck it up, if he gave himself the wrong command, or if he overlooked something, then he would be totally screwed.
Unless you're saying like someone else removes it off of him, even though he's super powerful.
Yeah.
And then that's when we get your girl is being webbed.
Shizuku.
Yeah, your girl.
Shizuku in the greatest scene.
She strips to get out.
She gets naked. Well, almost. She gets in her underwear. So I don't understand why she does this.
Because if she was to sneak out of the web net, it would probably get her clothes stuck on there. So she's used her clothes as a way to like slide out of there.
But like, why doesn't her?
Don't worry about it.
Why doesn't her skin get caught?
Why all her clothes get shredded when she came back?
I'm trying to find. One thing I was talking to Sam about was in the manga, Shizuku has like, Togashi like wrote the wrong number on her because she has on her stomach she has the Phantom Troop tattoo, and he wrote the wrong number, and then later on he made like a joke where, she like had a little bit of like smudge on it, so it actually was the right number. It's funny.
It's a funny little touch that he like realized he did that though.
You love to see it.
And then that's when we get Fightin still being edgy, which I fucking love. Fightin in this is so cool. He's the one that stood out to me, I think, out of them all, like my favorite one. He's
so cool. I always felt like you would really like him.
Cool edgy swordsman that goes crazy. His ability itself.
Yeah, he just seems like a character that you would enjoy.
So, okay, this is another thing we talked about when we were watching the fight before we started recording was Shizuku sucking out his blood. Which is, we looked it up. Blood is living. It has living red and white blood cells in it.
Yeah, so this is like, so what we learn from, I think it was from the very beginning of the Orkney arc, is a Blinky the vacuum cheese can only suck up inorganic material.
Yes.
Or non-living. But she's such an idiot that she's able to use it to suck up blood because she doesn't realize that blood is living.
Does it go off her knowledge or Blinky's knowledge?
It must go off her knowledge. Because it's like, it's the kind of thing with stands where like Nen is like a physical representation of your mind, like your psyche. So
Senti Okiyatsu had that ability, so she just uses it really stupidly.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work for him though, because he's just has like a great power that he's misusing, whereas Shizuku has like a great power she's buffing because she's so stupid.
I did write in my notes that I wrote covered in knives, and I didn't know what it was referring to. And in our episode we're watching on in the background, it's palm covered in knives, so that's what I wrote in my.
Yeah. Palm just like tapes a bunch of knives for herself.
So anyway, but she says he could have won if he just wrapped himself in web and cover up the wounds.
Yeah, I think that's really funny.
I guess we're both kind of dumb.
Yeah, I love Shizuku. She's so cute and good.
So yeah, the troop all meet up and are all watching fight the side, and that's when Kabuto says they're both beyond beyond her. Like, he's not even at 100%. Like,
yeah, that's the thing that every troop member that comes in says, like, wow, Phyton's looking pretty slow today. Like, they're all, like, bussing on him. So, Phyton, it's just, I don't know, I love that trope of, like, oh, wow, you're not even at 100%.
If he loses, who's up? I'm up. Next, we'll flip a coin. We'll flip one of our Phantom Troop themed coins.
I wonder how many of them there are.
It probably is like a tattoo, or once you get the tattoo, they give you a coin.
It's like a challenge coin.
Pretty much. So, that's when Phaeton shoots out his umbrella's also a gun and scars the Queen. The Queen rips off her tail and transforms into like a gator.
I like her transformation form. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it is. I kind of hate the trope of like
the beauty turning into a
beauty
hulking monster.
To beast. Yeah, I feel like that's such an anime thing.
It really is.
Like Zarbon from Dragon Ball is the first thing that I remember seeing that as, and it's like it's kind of dumb.
I can see it's just a trope, man. But unfortunately, luckily it was just for a cool fight.
It was a cool fight.
Because yeah, she transforms, she gets a hit on him, and then but cut thing to Koto wanting to get her brother back, and she wants to be stronger to get him back, because she can't have him running off with his little boyfriend gone. And yeah, and when Fighting Power activates, he has Rage. That's our Kill Us Family photo I wrote here. I want to talk about because there's a child not seen.
Yeah, there's a
faceless child.
I wonder who that will be.
I wonder if that'll be another sibling.
I wonder if we'll see that character show up.
Could in this arc or the next arc? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows how many of the family's gonna show up here to do Super Saiyan shit?
I think it's fun how there's a lot of like little things that Togashi likes to kind of drag along, and the Zoldyck family is one that like he always has in the background, and he'll like strategically use them, like even in the
Greedon had the fat one.
Yeah, the fat one. Oh, there's I don't remember all their names, but there's like a fun little like all of their names lead into each other. Let me try and find it.
Yeah.
While you do that.
So yeah, that's when Fighting Power activates because it's like a rage power, and the troop all flies away like, oh god, we have to get out of here. We're gonna die. Even we will die. Like
yeah, which is another great moment where it's like these people who are like so incredibly strong need to get out.
And then he gets edgier clothing and turns his pain into a sun. That's what he said it was. I think that's because we were watching the dub. It was just like his language. He speaks in the other language, and it wasn't translated, even though Japanese was there. It didn't translate. So yeah, he turns his pain to a sun and just fries the Queen. It's
so cool. Okay, sorry, I did find out. So there's all of the Zoldyck family names leading to each other. So it's Ilumi Miluku. Sorry. Ilumi, Miluku, Kilua, Aluko, Kaluto. So it's like...
You're like Wasabi Woman. Sitomi,
Hitomi, Kikumi. So it's like Ilumi, and then Miluko, or sorry, Miluki, and then Kilua, and Aluka, and Kaluto. Like...
Sure.
They all lead into each other.
So yeah, that's when the Queen is fried. The mutants don't turn back at all, and they ask him to kill him, and that's when Fink says, you need to fight. Like, you need to earn it. Like, we're not gonna kill you, like, without you a fight. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. And then that's when Nobunaga calls him, like, we need you here. And they'll never see them again for the next arc.
I really do love that scene where, like, because it takes place in Meteor City. Like, they're defending their home turf. And Meteor City is really important for their, like, identity, because it's, like, basically... If you're rejected by, like, everywhere else, that's where you land.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, the whole thing, just, like, if you're... Yeah. If you're such a terrible person, you end up there.
But then, like, all these people have, like, a big camaraderie because they're, like...
They're proud.
Yeah, they're proud that they're all assholes.
Yeah.
So, it's really cool that Finks has this reaction at the end where he's like, no mercy for you, but if you fight us, we'll kill you. I do love that scene. I absolutely love it. It just shows these characters off so well. Like, the Phantom Troop are not incredibly deep characters, but they are such fun characters.
So they're all hot, so they gotta be morally gray. That's the rules. That's the rules of anime. If you're hot, you're morally gray, not an evil.
So I think the only one we don't see here or reference to is Franks and
Mochi.
Mochi.
And the hair guy, the doubles.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, those are the three, and Nobunaga, obviously.
But that's the fun part about the troop, is that you can just kind of pluck a few out and drop them in.
And these are the ones we didn't see their abilities nearly as much, minus, like, Shizuku. So, yeah, we're...
I wonder if we'll see any more in the future.
in the next arc that stars Kurapika?
But I don't know.
Who knows? He can't. He's not related to the Phantom Troop at all. He can't possibly. So yeah, and then that's when they kill them all, and then the boys sneak across the border. The country has a catch and reward system for them essentially, if they catch these I guess rogue vigilantes, I guess. And they find an empty village that's all dead, and they learn the ants' plans, to gather everybody into their meat garden. And
the meat garden,
yeah,
the meat orchard,
the meat garden. I like the meat garden. But yeah, Killer tells Gon to stay back so he can lure out the thing because they're being watched. And yeah, teams are learning. And everybody's learning the plan. So Gon gets attacked by a snake ant. He beats it very easily because he knows 1,000 IQ snake info. And then he's attacked by the owl ant and a bat chick ant. Luckily, he's hit by Feta, but luckily there's 1,000 IQ owl facts and there's 1,000 IQ bat facts. So there's a lot of big IQ. I know everything about this kind of Giorno moments.
Which one is the owl guy?
He's the owl that turns to have a gorilla mode that he transforms.
I barely remember this.
Yeah, he can transform and shit. And then so he's basically running from them. He goes for a rock. He lures the bat in and screams in her face because owls don't like the sound, I guess, or bats don't like sound. So he fires paper and the owl saves him, and then the owl goes into gorilla mode, which he attacks with ultrasound. But Gon puts in earplugs. Gon has trouble. He goes into the bat into a cliff and KOs the and then KOs the owl. And the cat notices. It was a weird fight, that one.
Yeah, this is, and I remember this fight happening, but compared to the other characters, we've seen Cheetu, we've seen Leo. All these
more jobbers.
Yeah, these are characters that I want to see more of. Whereas this fight, I feel like it's kind of just we need Gon is in such a specific situation that we need him to be in a fight because this is a shonen manga and we need to have a certain amount of fights or people will stop reading.
There's some animal facts that I know too. So yeah, and then the cat and Pretty Boy send 3 ants to go after Killua.
Cat and Pretty Boy, aka
and Pout.
Poof and
Pout.
Poof and P2.
Also, they're telepathic as well. At least the 3 ants they send are telepathic towards each other. Shoot Knuckle go to take out Cheetu. Temporary hunter. So you have to talk about the temporary hunter that failed to kill him. Because they didn't send in the right. They told him the info about how this guy fights. They send the wrong ones. So you kind of get the idea of the hero association's kind of sketchy. The board of it, not very good at their job.
The hero association.
The hunter association. Sorry. So that's in the NGL goes under martial law. And Cheetu is coming. Knows they are there, and because the weird I think because Leo told him, or the weird dragonfly guy told him, I forget which one. Yeah, and then they're being followed by him. Killua's on the move for 30 hours, going through trying to do the Paul Revere thing to try to get everybody to leave. And Leo meets with Cheetah, says he can remove the interest, and promises to give him an ability. So they have an exorcist, essentially, and they have a person that can, a reverse exorcist that can give you Nen abilities, different ones, which is weird.
Yeah.
So.
Which is,
I'm not sure it's also an exorcist, or just a variation of an exorcist that somehow can just remove and just give a new abilities, that they have.
Yeah, like a bestower.
Yeah.
It is funny. Not funny, that's not the word. I think it's cool how we're seeing initially the ants had no conception for what Nen was, but now they've reached a point where one of them is able to give Nen abilities, to create Nen abilities for them, which I think is neat because it's also how ants are kind of like drones.
Yeah.
So they're not really discovering their own Nen potential.
Yeah.
So they're just what a Cheetah is just being given it.
Only very few of them did that naturally, or kind of got the tease of it.
Yeah, Pito is one that she was able to sort of she made abilities that were helpful at the time.
Pita, and especially when she said, "Oh, I want to keep you. I want to play with you more," and that's kind of where the idea sprung for her Nen.
Yeah, so where she can do the weird medical manipulation.
Yeah. So Flying Bugman, 30 hours. Okay. So Leo meets with Cheetah, so he said that, and then they said they go hunt Killua or whatever. Killua goes through the jungle, and that's when Killua destroys a fucking ambush. like the big ball goes through the jungle, and that's what the other thing was censored because he was like decapitating, he was like breaking.
I remember that. I remember that specifically being censored when I was reading it.
And then there was a beetle that used a fart defense because there's a certain beetle that had a fart defense.
Oh, I remember that.
And then Killua says, "How dare you fart in my face?"
I totally forgot. You said something about Killua getting farted on earlier. I was like, what?
And then Killua said he had to hide his power from the flying boat so he doesn't give away his electricity power. So he's just doing his assassin and abilities. And then we're gonna get to the best boy of this fucking first part with the flea sniper.
Ikalgo.
We'll get the Killua can dodge a fucking bullet. By the way, he can react to a fucking bullet, but then he gets hit by one, so you can know where he's coming shot from. So
it's so gross too. How it's like a flea, right?
It's like a giant like bug on his arm. It's really kind of cool. It's like how the gun looks.
Oh yeah, I love how like Ikalgo's arm or like one of his arms turns into it.
So he kills a sniper who led him into an obvious trap, and a tentacle comes out of his mouth, and there's like a lake full of like savage, like bloodlusted aquatic ants, and he just like basically holds against the ant captain who's an octopus, but don't call him that. And I love him. And then Killua gets him and holds him over like the blood ants or the blood rage ones, and he gives him 10 seconds to tell him the dragonfly's ability, and you get the octopus wanted to be a squid. This sad backstory. And then he tries to self-fall into the water, but Killua saves him. He wants to be his fucking friend, and I fucking love it. It was so good.
Ikalgo is the best. He's like literally just the best. And it's funny because like
his design is so simple. Like it's not like any other Chimera Ant. He's just a full-on octopus.
Yeah.
And even his little disguise when we get to that, like I fucking love it.
This is one of those things where like I talk to people about Hunter x Hunter, especially this arc, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, Ikalgo is such a great character," and they laugh like, Did you read the same manga? Ikalgo is like incredible.
The precious boy, I want him to be better friends with Killua than Gon is.
Yeah, I'll just give you a little teaser. Ikalgo gets some great moments in the second half.
Great. I'm glad he deserves it.
He's such a wonderful character.
Yeah.
Also, he has some great costumes later.
Good. I love the many outfits he gets.
There's one in particular that you will fucking love. You'll love to see what he looks like.
So this is like the Killua fight hour, because this is when like he gets the pin put on him, and then that's when we get to the brother-sister ant.
Oh, this is another awesome arc.
So it was because again I was playing Yakuza, and there's a dart minigame, and I like just know the rules of dart because of like because I knew it was like 201 or 301 over the number limit they put on there, but like I know the rules, and then kind of like I know the rules of darts, so I can know how to like fucking figure this out.
The only time you've ever been able to relate to Killua.
I played darts a little bit, but I knew the so there's like swordfish darts. So
this is one of those things where like it's the classic shonen thing where it's like a character has to like suddenly use their new ability they've never used before, and it's like the hypest shit.
Also, like the villains are like they have to use their abilities together. Like the girl puts the pin that makes a dartboard, and then he throws the darts essentially. Yeah.
And I also love like the whole aesthetic of them, that they're like in like a kind of seedy lounge, but not seedy, like a swanky lounge bar. Like I love that so much.
So it's a reminder. Do you remember the first episode of Death Parade? Because I remember I showed you that.
Yes, I remember.
It reminded me of the darking of that with a dartboard, but like where like, in Hunter x Hunter it was like written of what you're gonna hit, but like in the Death Parade it was like the actual organ showing like when you would hit. Like it reminded me of that. Like I wonder if Death Parade got the inspiration from this.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty like. I feel like that's an idea that you like. It makes a lot of sense because like darts are like pointy, so it's easy to bring that connection. I think.
Yeah, but so then they talk to him telepathically, and they have 3 fish at a time, and then it vanishes, and
and the thing is that
there's
like,
dart rules.
It the swordfish appears instantly. Like, there's like literally no time to react.
Basically, he had a dartboard like in the lounge, and that's like what he's throwing at. I think he's gonna hit Killua for the most part. But
this is the thing that's like one of those things to me that's like a little bit too big of a logic jump, where it's like, how is Killua able to realize that they're playing darts? Like,
I mean, can he see the dartboard on his body then?
I don't think he could.
I think he's talking about darts like in fucking.
He like for some reason is able to like realize that they are playing darts on his body, but he has no reason to like realize that.
If Giorno can go, hey babyface, you do what I do, but the opposite, I can do that too, essentially, and fix my limbs, like that kind of shit. May as well. So yeah, that's when they put this fucking. So the pin can't go away until the game's done. The left art misses, all damage is reflected, which I thought that's how it was gonna end. Which is really funny. But then Killua focused on the last turn and it hits him in the head. But while they're checking on him, Killer just quickly murders him. But they're still talking to them like even like multiple like long time after that. But
I love the way that he's able to like. He uses his nen in like such a clever way.
He turned the beak or the beak of the swordfish into a suction cup and knew where the dart was going because he knew it was 501. Okay, 501 was the score limit. And he knew the rules because he played darts growing up in his assassin home.
Which makes sense, I guess.
And he used electricity to grab the dart, and then
So he actually. So this is what's so cool about this. The dart, like when the swordfish appears, it happens too quickly to use your brain. So like notice it and then react. It happens too quickly. So he like sets a trigger for his arm to like instantly like he uses the electricity in his arm to immediately like contract his arm like the second that it appears, so that he's able to move quicker than his actual reflexes would be.
Sure.
Which I think is just so cool. I think that is such a it's also like foreshadowing how Killua develops his power more later, which is fucking hype.
I only got a name for a new move. So.
What is it? What does he say?
Godspeed.
Yeah, Godspeed. That's what he calls it.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's an awesome scene. Scene.
But unfortunately, Killua passes out from the blood loss because he got like fucking pierced there
like a million times.
But then I wrote Octo Bro. Okay, he said Killua's been playing darts since he was 6 years old. He said that. Yeah, so.
I want to see like a little like spin-off comic, like a little four panel where it's just like things that Killua did while he was training for being an assassin.
The Yakuza style, like Killua, like video game Hunter x Hunter style, like Yakuza game, where he's played darts with his family.
Gets horribly tortured for hours on end because he doesn't get 501 exactly.
It's gonna be like Metal Gear where you have to like mash the button to endure torture.
But imagine that for 9 years.
9 years. That's the entire game, the 9 hours. So yeah, then Octo Bro I wrote in all caps.
Yes.
Saves the day.
Is a fucking
taking
god.
Dim to a back alley doctor. And then when that happens, Gon reaches a desert, and that's when the chameleon ant Meliaron. But he goes for the name he says Jail, and then he then he corrects himself to that.
Meliaron.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So I was wondering, like, was this going to be these cliche things where he's going to make up a name for himself, and that, like, because he was trying to use all these cliches to try to get Gon to trust him, but, like, it could have just been him. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was just, like, his human name that he almost said by accident, or I don't know.
Sorry, wait. When they're in the tent, does someone going back to Akago? Does Akago have clothing on?
He only has clothing until we cut back to the hospital.
At the hospital, yeah, when they're there.
Yeah, he has clothes on there.
And he has, like, a little beanie on,
yeah.
right? Okay, that's the thing, like, I absolutely love...
Make that the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And the thumbnail should just be the squad going out.
Akago with a beanie is, like, the cutest fucking thing.
My next cosplay. So, yeah, so then they both kind of start blabbering, to get info from each other. They don't want to fight. Gon believes him and everything, which catches him off guard because he thinks, like, all the cliches are just going to happen between them. And it just doesn't because Gon's so trusting.
Yeah.
But Gon also does the thing of us like, I'll kill you if you lie to me.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Go ahead. So he said he won't feel bad to kill him if he's lying to him. And so he sees him as Gon, the bottomless potential. And he also smokes, and Gon says he should quit because it fucks up his invisibility.
Yeah.
So, and he has another power, which we learn that if he holds his power, he can just disappear from existence.
Yeah, it
reminds me of Gildo from the... But Gildo can stop time if he hold his breath, where he can just...
Wait, from what?
Remember Dragon Ball Z, when the Ginyu Force, the little green guy with 3 eyes?
Oh, was that his power?
He had telepathy, and he could hold his breath and it would stop time.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he really got decapitated by Vegeta.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's what you gotta remember.
No, yeah, this is like a very powerful ability.
It is.
Like the fact that he smokes and it's really funny.
Yeah. And then Gon agrees to be his partner, and he's kind of caught off guard by Gon. But basically, he sees Gon as inhuman, where Gon sees him as human, which I do kind of love that dynamic.
So that's something I wanted to bring up, and I probably should have brought it up earlier. The hard part about talking about it is that you haven't finished the arc yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously more stuff's going to happen. But one of the big things about this is, like, the sort of... You've already seen it happen, like, the humanization of the ants.
Yes.
And then the dehumanization of Gon and the humans.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Gon has, like... He is on, like, a downward slope here. Like, he's getting worse. Like, the joke... Like, this line, he says, like, I have no problem killing you if you're lying to me. It's funny, but it's also, like...
He's 12 years old.
Fuck. Like, yeah. Like, this is... Gon is going through some horrible things that are not... Like the whole scene with Kite and, like seeing Kite die in front of him, basically.
Kite probably is the only father figure, or closest thing to a father figure he had, most likely growing up. Compared to, like, because Dad's a deadbeat.
And, yeah, it's just, like... It's so unfortunate that Gon is heading down this path. It's almost like a train wreck that you can't, like, look away from.
Yeah.
But then, we haven't really talked about Komugi yet, but, like, Merum's whole thing with, like reaching out to Komugi is, like... Oh, well, there's more to him than just, like, being evil and bad and terrible.
Because, like, Killua is supposed to be the light and the dark, where Gon's, like, the dark and the light kind of thing. Where they're both kind of going down different ways, or going up and down different ways.
And I think it's not really an accident that in this arc, it's, like, Killua and Gon are kind of getting more distant than they had been. Like, they have a lot more time apart.
They both have new friends.
Yeah, basically.
Killua got the better friend.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. So we also learn a little bit that they do have hazy human memories, because we kind of got that with Colt, where he does remember his sister at, like, one point. And yeah, Gon sees him as very human, and they go for a handshake, and that's when he shows him a third power that he can basically do the Kitty Pryde thing of just also can bring you into that, like, other, like, their power as well.
Wait, who?
I remember, because he handshake Gon, then he shows
Meliaron.
him then he shows him he can, like, also be forgotten.
Yeah, so anyone he touches, they can, like, completely blink.
It's Kitty Pryde rules.
Yeah, which is, like, he goes invisible, but he's also, like, completely, like,
unaware.
You can't detect him, basically.
Yes. So but he basically says that I am very squishy. I can still get hit by, like, if someone throws projectiles, I can get hit with this stuff still. Where, like, this is why we're a combo. You have to be the power. I'm support kind of thing. Like, so yeah, and they want to kill the king because he killed his. They said he killed his foster father. So that's his motivation. I don't know. I would probably find out more since he's in the squad about that shit, because we only saw him in, like, the background of, like, when they're having discussions in the nest. So yeah, and then they call Knuckle, and they said they had the capital surrounded. And the chairman is super meditating on the hill. So,
he's so fucking strong.
Yeah. So the king. This is when they get to the king stuff, which this is, like, probably my favorite stuff in this chapter was just the king.
The arc.
Yes, this whole king stuff.
It is so fucking awesome.
He's playing shogi. He plays Go. He kills the shogi player. The Go player hangs himself, and then
it's like, this is the fucking thing. Like, Hunter x Hunter starts off pretty, like, lighthearted. Like, it's not, like, super dark. Like, there's, like the scene where Killua, like, brutally murders the one guy.
The heart?
Yeah, which, that's, like, pretty fucked up. But, like, now we're, like, the Go guy killing him, like, hanging himself, that is such a dark fucking thing.
I mean, the term meat orchard is, like, dark enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of things
the whole visuals of just the capital setting itself is so dark and menacing, like, itself, like, it's so cool.
The way that the palace is drawn is, like, it does feel scary, because it's, like, in the middle of nowhere, too. Yeah. It's, like, right just in the middle of a desert.
So, yeah, this is when we get to, like, weird, Gungi? Or Gungi?
Gungi, it's called. It's a made-up game. It's not real.
It's, like, 3D chess, like... It reminds me of, like, that weird, like, Star Trek chess with, like, the 3 layers of, like...
It's very much like a sort of hybrid, like, of shogi and chess.
Yeah, that's what I got from that.
Where there's, like, specific roles, like, there's specific, like, tiles.
Yeah, it's like an army kind of, like, strategy. Yeah.
I don't really know
it's
much
more
about
like shogi.
Yeah, it's closer to shogi, but, like, similar to chess, there's a couple, like, weird rule strats, like, where you, like, castling is a thing in chess.
It feels like more like a military, like, sim kind of thing. Like but
it's supposed to be, like, the hardest game, like, only, like, this country seems to really care about it too, like East Gordeau.
The champs are, like, very highly regarded and, like, very, like, rich, or, like, kind of, like...
Well, except Komugi.
Well, we'll get... The champ is a blind girl. She's kind of dumb, but her eyes, like, open up when they start playing, even though she's blind.
Fucking love Komugi.
So good. So, yeah, we don't find her name until, like, way later, too.
That's funny, because doesn't she ask what his name is?
Yes, that's at first, yeah, her name is first, and then she gets hers told. So, yeah, then Gon goes to meet with Knuckle and Shoot, and Mel watches, and then Knuckle's still a good boy, so he got basically what got to trust him, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's all he needs, one guy. So yeah, the king loses, which is like I was like, okay, this is gonna be like, I didn't think expect him to lose like constantly in this arc. And then yeah, he takes a break as the Go player hangs himself.
Also, that was the other thing too. Like he's winning like every game first try. Like, he
reads a book and then wins.
Yeah, another thing too that I think is so cool about his character is he's like. He doesn't, even though he could just kill them, he wants to beat them in their own game, literally. Like, he wants to be the best.
Yeah. He doesn't want an easy win, he can just kill them right now. It's a huge thing of his, like, character.
Yeah.
So, moral, that's when we learned that he makes, like, smoke soldiers, like puppets, and he can make a maximum of 216 of them.
And they're, like, these cool ninja dudes.
Yeah.
I like these guys.
And that's when, Cheetu appears with his Nen interest gone, and that's when they teleport to the savannah, him and Moral. And
this is so funny.
They have to play tag with an 8-hour time limit. If he doesn't tag him, he loses, which is like a weird like I don't think it occurs in 8 hours in real time, or is it just 8 hours in this weird Nen space?
I think it would be 8 hours in real time.
Okay.
Because I don't know, like, for it to like change reality, that would be like.
Because no one mentions where did you go for those last 8 hours. No one really says that.
Well, did they spend the whole 8 hours though?
He spends like a couple hours. Cause remember, he sleeps for a little bit.
Yeah, he has like a very like long con.
So it's a Nen space. It's the size of a baseball field. I love the first thing he does is attempt to break the hourglass to see if he can just, like, break it. I do love him, like, testing every little thing to see if it works. And then he says, I'm gonna go sleep for 5 hours. Just wake me up, then we'll finish this. So it's basically gonna be a match of wills, it says. To see if he can get you to be impatient.
Yeah.
Because he's a speedster. And then Nav encounters Leol. And so someone named Hirin is an exorcist. I don't remember who Hirin is. Is that someone I haven't met yet?
How do you spell the name?
Hirin. This they say Hirin is what's the name of the exorcist.
I'm pretty sure this is like a non.
I feel like an exorcist would be fucking important. Because the exorcists are kind of.
Is it Hina?
I don't.
The girl with the little.
It could be her.
Maybe I don't.
It could have been.
She's unimportant.
Okay. I don't know, because they mentioned that
yeah, okay, this is her. It says abilities exorcism. Okay.
So she's a non-character, but she's an exorcist.
She's very not important. Okay. Compared to, like...
That sounds very important for an exorcist to not be important like that. So, yeah, the cat sends a lobster and a wolf. I thought they were a fox and a shrimp first. And, the king keeps losing its show.
Oh, wait, so Wolfen. Okay, so that's Wolfen and,
Lobtier, I don't know.
Lobtier?
I don't know. I don't know the lobster's name.
The reason why, like, now we're in the state where, like, characters are going to be important. Like, these random, like jobber guys will be, like, primary players.
I don't remember if they got a name or not in here.
But it's the big, like, lobster guy,
yeah.
Right? Okay.
Lobster and a wolf.
Wolfen, yeah. Wolfen is the wolf. That's easy to remember. Wolfen, they both become pretty important.
Yeah, the meat garden keeps growing. So, yeah, Nav so we got, like, learning his Nen. So he's a teleporting Nen, open portal to a Nen mansion, has 4 floors, 21 rooms, has a master key to place to go to any portal. He spots a dragonfly and attacks it, and then we cut back to Moral taunting Cheeto. He thinks this is how I win, essentially. By like trick, and then it cuts back a lot between everything in here.
Is this the chapters when it's like 4 part like 1, like is this like the countdown?
We're on 6.
Okay.
I wrote down like where each thing starts.
Yeah, they start to do like, okay, this is the chapter's called 6, part 1, 6 part 2, 6 part 3, whatever.
And then we go to the king gets the girl to pause for the first time in their duel, but he still loses because he did a move that she created and she hesitated because she didn't want to snuff it out because she was so happy about it.
I love that so much. It's great too because you don't need to know how the rules of the game work because they explain like little bits like that so well.
Yeah, and then he says like because the entire time like basically Royal Guard like listening in, but the first time the king listened to someone.
Yeah.
Because he told him about the strategy, and then he comes back to Moral and he gets like the smoke rope around Cheetu, and he gets in the panic because he realizes he's his own worst enemy. And then he brings a new ability out, which is like a skull crossbow with claws. And he's like, why would you do that? That's stupid. That like slows you down. And then he tags
I know, I love that so much.
And then he just like smoke clone, shadow clone jutsu and tags him and wins. So yeah, and then he just runs away like, oh, I'm gonna get a new power, see ya.
Yeah, Cheetu is like, he's the perfect example of like, someone with a ton of potential, but like, no brains.
It's just like if there was the Hunter game, he'd be the Majima Everywhere system where he just pop out like, let's fight here with my new Nen ability, and then you beat him like, I'm gonna get a new Nen ability, get stronger, and it runs away.
I do just love his whole thing with the savannah, because it's like he's cool. He's created something like aesthetically vibes with his thing, but conceptually with his power it doesn't work, because his power is about running fast and far.
It's also like the size of a baseball field, so it's not like the biggest area for him to run around.
Yeah.
He picked the wrong guy.
Idiot dumbass.
I mean, he probably would have won against Nav or Nav could have escaped from then space.
Probably. Well, maybe. But like Nav could have just like still outsmarted
But we also get like, what would have happened if the time limit went off? Like, I don't know, I don't care. And then it goes off. And then, yeah, that's when Moro and Nav meet up, and then they have the dragonfly captured off panel. And then they have a standoff with the wolf and lobster and Leo. So we learned Leo's power, which is a IOU rental pod. So it reminds me of Crollo's ability a lot. He can borrow ability and put them in debt, but they have to be. The thing is, they have to be alive still for them to keep using the ability.
Yeah.
So rule number 1: he needs to C/no ability or the name. Do a favor for the target by saying, like, you have to say something specifically to get them to say it like that, which is really funny. And then the data is saved if vanishes, they die, and they have 1 hour uses on them, I guess, for a day.
I don't know why he's given this ability.
I don't know. It's like Crollo, and he only uses, like, I think 1 or 2 of them.
That's the thing, like, I only remember him using, like, the ocean one, the surf one.
He's a surfboard, and he had, like, a fire poker. Like,
okay.
He had a little, like pitchfork, a really tiny pitchfork, like a fire poker.
I don't remember that, but it's just like, I don't know, like, it works for Crollo to have that, because Crollo uses the power in, like, very interesting ways.
Yeah.
And he's able to, like, do things, like, I don't know, but giving Lionel, whatever his name is.
It doesn't fit his personality either, I guess.
No, like, the surfer thing, totally, like, that works so well.
Yeah, and it was also, like, the they call back to the one, like, failed, what's it called? The failed hunter that they sent was his. So I'm guessing he's kept alive somewhere in the meat garden. So that's why he could still, like, use it as a Nen, because he's still technically alive. So, yeah, and Leo wants the king to owe him a favor so he can get his power, which I thought, like, okay, they all have their motives, too, now. And then probably my fucking hype moment I fucking love. So the king is back to playing games, and he wants to put a bet on there that he'll give the girl anything she wants, and if he loses, he'll take her left arm.
Yeah.
But, like, she just wants to say, I'm gonna bet my life. I always play these games like I'm betting my life, because I'm a fucking, like a burden if I lose to my family, so I had to go all out. And the king acknowledges that, like, respects it, and cuts off his own fucking arm. And then, like, then he gets the guard comes over to get him help. He just smacked out, like, into the wall. And then but the girl refuses to play until his arm is healed. So then all the puppets all the guard puppets just collapse because of that, because of the king's injury. Just, like, this whole moment is so good. Yeah. I fucking, like...
Because it's just, like... This is not what you would expect from this story.
He's not, like, this evil bad guy. He's having this, like he's still learning.
It's a crisis of consciousness, basically.
And, like, he's just this one human, just, like, he's blind, she's completely powerless, like, compared to him.
He could kill her, like, so easy, he wouldn't even realize
She is not a threat physically. Like, she is, like, she's just better at him in this game than he is, no matter what. No matter how much he's learning. We learn later, she's learning, too.
Yeah. Which it kind of goes back to what I said. Like, I love the trope where, like, the character is, like, being pushed against the wall so much they have to learn new abilities. That is, like, Komugi is literally doing that, but with this made-up Gungi game. Like, she's being forced to play at such a high level that she's creating new strategies that who's, like, a veteran master, had never even considered.
She's, like, a year, like champion. And so, yeah, that's, like, the entire chapter is that stuff, and it's just like, everything about learning the king. Like, I was worried, like, we weren't going to learn much of the king until, like, the actual, like, mansion stuff happened, which I'm glad we're getting this stuff. And I'm worried about this character. So, that's when we get the cat show off her nurse ability, and she can't use her puppets while she's healing. So, she's kind of, they're kind of nerfed right now.
Yeah. Is it
very
Nurse Blythe or Dr. Blythe?
I forget, but the image is so creepy, like, the fate, like, the really big, it's like Junji Ito shit, like...
I love this ability.
And, like, all the weird, like, medical tools, like, hanging off of it, too, like, everything is there.
And it comes out of her tail, too, which is really cool. It's like, it's attached to her.
I remember that, I remember that from the one episode I saw. So, yeah, and then Nava sneaking up into the mansion...
It's called Dr. Blythe, sorry.
Okay. So now we sneak up into the mansion. 3 humans are in the mansion. and one's the blind girl, one's is
Komugi.
Yeah, and I think was one supposed to be him?
Who?
There's 3 humans in the mansion.
A Nav, maybe?
It's not... Because one of them is the true leader, is the Bizoff, who's like the weird like guy doing all the paperwork so the country doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, he's like the mastermind behind the leader, like the supreme leader. Who's just a big fat buffoon.
Yeah.
Who I love how he just instantly gets murdered and is used as a puppet. Like, he's not even a character, basically. No. He's just a figurehead.
Yeah, and then he does all the paperwork and phone stuff because the ants don't want to do it.
Because he's basically like he's kind of like the classic like true mastermind evil like shithead, like someone who's like so evil that they orchestrate like horrible things.
Yeah,
and he's even as a human like he's one of those like examples in this of like a human that is a monster.
Yeah,
because he's doing horrible things still, working with the evil bad guys.
There's also 11 ants in the palace. So
okay, so we got the 3 royal guards,
the king,
we got the king.
The lobster and the wolf.
Yeah,
and then there was the one guard he takes out like in the because remember he actually takes out like a guard inside the mansion.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's that guard. There's the dragonfly guy.
He's in the Nen mansion right now. The dragonfly guy.
Oh wait, he's not.
He's tied up in the Nen mansion.
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
Never mind.
Is Chitu one of them?
Maybe. Oh, whatever. This is unimportant. But there's a couple that we might not be even shown at this time, but
yeah.
Okay. But so yeah, that's most of those are like the main ones to keep in mind.
Yeah, but then Bezoff calls for help and he gets baited to get Palm to get sent in there, which is crazy. I didn't see her again. I thought she was gonna be like done.
Yeah, I too thought that Palm was just gonna be kind of written off, but nope. Palm's got a secret mission.
So yeah, that's when so Nav is like still on the ground. He finds all the cocoons and like says they're gonna be hatching like the Nen pawns essentially. And he takes out a lower bug, like I mentioned earlier, but it's off the second floor because the cat's Nen is just so sinister that it just fucks him up.
It like ages him.
It like literally mind breaks him.
Yeah, just being near Pito is so terrifying. He literally ages like 50 years and.
I wrote that Palm arrived was like a bunch of girls that look like Junji Ito girls that would just become like horribly like evil or something happened to them. Uh-huh. They all had that look to her. But I guess that was the point of them.
Yeah, they're just gonna be victims.
Yeah, so yeah, Palm can observe anyone she makes eye contact with whenever she wants to. That's also part of her ability. And
it's funny that she's an enhancer.
Yeah.
Because her abilities really don't seem like enhancing.
It's like a crystal ball. Like it's something more of a specialist, more of like a
I think she should really just be a specialist. Like
yeah, because she's an observer.
Yeah,
it's not really.
It wouldn't fall into the categories as we know them.
Yeah, and then I wrote Leo is an atheist. Epic. And then he talked music and with moral, and they realized they had the same taste in it,
which is great. More humanization for our ants.
Yes, and then he pulls out a surfboard, and that's when, and a rainy day is his only power, and then that's when he calls the ocean. Moral's it's Moral Friend's power. That's the hunter I mentioned earlier, and then he puts him into a whirlpool. But luckily, Moral's a smoker and has like super lungs. That's basically jet propulsion.
I love how that sentence doesn't make any sense. Like he's a smoker, but his lungs are good. Like no, which is I love how Morel is able to like.
He's gonna blow really good.
Yeah, he's able to like fucking hold his breath for 10 hours if he wants because that's the character he is.
He went from suck to blow.
Morel just has like the coolest aesthetic.
Jet propulsion, essentially too. Don't forget.
I love that like he can like he has a huge pipe and just it's so cool. This is like awesome.
There's so many like uses he has out of it, which I love. So yeah, Leo summons the tsunami, and then Moro uses fake bubbles to kind of lure him out, but he's just poisoning the fucking like. Air.
Oh, it's so good.
He just puts CO2 in there, and then just wins because he poisons him to death.
Oh, he's such an asshole. What a great move.
It's a horrible way to die.
Yeah. It's kind of tragic, actually, too. I know Lyle is, like, actually a bastard, but...
I know, but he was also, like, against the king as well, but... You have those, like, jet... Especially remember the layout they showed up how to get out, because there's, like, a bunch of, like, tunnels. Yes, I do. Like, they had to jet propulse himself out of the tunnels. So, we don't see that, unfortunately, but...
That'd be really funny. The whole chapter is just him, like, zoom!
Just progression. So, yeah, that's when we get... Yeah, Palm sneaked out after banging the director.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Suffering.
Yeah. And then that's, like, the last thing you really actually see of Palm was her sneaking out. Because half the thing is just like, where's Palm? We haven't heard from her, which is scary.
I'm getting worried.
So yeah, Killua wakes up, he's out for 2 days, Octopus is in his amazing disguise.
Okay, there we go, yeah.
Then he gets a massive bill from a stereotypical Chinese doctor lady.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's just very Chinese, like...
I forgot all about that. That was weird.
Yeah, then he calls Gon to get money. And then that's when he, like, in the background you see Mel introduced to all the, Knuckle and Shoot and all of them, but I really love that, like, little panel. Like, okay, that's good.
It's just funny that, like, at this point there's almost no, like, none of the friendly ants are, like, with the team. So it's funny that there's, like, oh yeah, like, Meliron is just here.
And then it's like, I said, Killua is ripped and he's mostly healed. He's, like, fucking ripped.
Killua is it's like in Dragon Ball when, like, Gohan is, like, 9 and he's got, like, a 6-pack and, like...
his muscles, like, bulging out of his second tongue.
It's like, Goku, what are you feeding this boy?
You feeding him a lot. Did you see how much Goku eats? So, yeah, we're also on day 5 now. I wrote 255, I wrote 5, and 256 is just 2.
Whoa.
It skips days. Okay, so, his name is Okaga, that's when we learned his name.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. I said, I love this octopus in all caps.
I knew you were gonna love Okaga.
Because Killua, like, literally lays it out, like, to come with him or not. Just like, you are going to go to danger. You do not have to come. Just don't be dead weight. Essentially. And then this... I just love it. And it's just them together, just like, it's so good. I can't.
It's so good, and it's really good that Killua has, like, another friend that's not just Gon.
Yeah.
I think it's important that, like...
You mean there's 2 other friends that are just there around the world? Who cares?
They're not characters.
They are who? They're not even a character right now.
No, they really aren't.
Ravka had his
but arc. Like, I think that's really important because when you're watching like a thing or like a TV show, and if you're watching like a show like Community, for a show that I've seen almost none of, and you see all the characters hanging out in your mind, it's like, oh, these characters are only friends with this small group, but it's like, no, people have like many relationships, and it's not always the healthiest thing to only have a small tiny group of friends. It's important to like branch out and make new friends.
Make an octopus.
Make an octopus friend. Yeah.
Or let's be a squid.
Yeah.
So, after the whole exchange, everything, we find out what happened to Nam is, like, mind broken. But then, it cuts back to the king, who went back on his word, for the first time, went back on his word. And that's when, what's it called? Or the butterfly. Shy Poof. I wrote down Shy, because I wrote down the first half of his name. He sees the girl as a liability, which I'm getting, like, worried about because of that.
Uh-oh.
But that's when he's suppressing his, like, murderous impulses. Because, and he plays the violin to get past his murderous impulses.
I like Shy Poof a lot. He's very cool.
He's gonna be Zarbon. Can't wait for him to become a monster.
Become ugly.
Ugly monster. Or his violin to break and then he just rips off his wings and becomes a monster.
That's an interesting prediction. Let's see how it plays out.
Bold strategy.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
So everybody meets up and the plan happens. And the king is still playing the game. The girl's learning just as fast as he is, like we said. And the cat really wants to fight Morel. So, and we learned the girl is developing Nen. I mean, her name is actually Komugi. So,
this is another thing that's super cool, and it's kind of like...
We're at day 1 now.
Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost at the end, ladies and gentlemen. Don't click off the video just yet.
2 hours in.
I love that, like... It's kind of like in JoJo how, like, Tonio developed his stand ability by cooking good. Like, he was such a good cook that he unlocked his stand. And that's what Komugi's doing.
That's I picture Rohan just wrote manga so good that he just developed Heaven's Door.
Literally, I'm pretty sure, because I don't think he was an arrow victim.
No, because I'm pretty sure he developed his, like, before he, like, moved back to Morio.
And it's just, I don't know, it just shows how, like, Komugi is, like... Also, it just shows how varied
I just imagine Superfly, he's lived on the land so hard that he just developed, like, a house.
he just loved the telephone pole, or the electric pole.
He seen her one day, just developed to stand next to it, like, what's this one? This one here before. Oh, no! But, like, I'm like, it has to be a thing, but then, like, go ahead.
It just shows how, like, versatile Nen is, like, which I love. Like, you can develop Nen through being good at a game and like using your brain, because that's what Nen really is. It's about like expressing your like
you have this energy like, in your body,
like your psychic energy, I guess.
And every Nen is like different parts of you. Like, there's one for the eyes and the one
differently. Like you can manifest your Nen in like very different ways.
Basically one for your skin to give you like a defense kind of thing. Like
that's an interesting way of looking at it.
Every part of the body or major part of the body or senses kind of just has like Nen attached to it, or just Gon is a super good smell defaultly.
I forgot.
He hasn't really used.
Yeah, that's kind of like one of those early things where it's like, oh, Gon has to have like a leg up on the other people, so he's just good at like He's like in D&D when he plays like a ranger, and you just have like high survival and like nature strat. That's basically what it is.
My ranger didn't have very good survival stat. So yeah, that's when she asks the king's name, and she blushes, but now he wants a name. Which
he realized. I think it's so cool. He hadn't thought about not having a name until this point.
Which I gotta wonder how, because he's probably gonna get the name the queen gave him, but I'm trying to wonder like he's gonna get it from Moral or shooting them because they were there.
Mm-hmm.
So like they mentioned, oh, there he is. Like, oh, that's a good name. I'll take it. Then he learns that she would have been dead in the selection. By the way, like she could just been another human dead.
Yeah, just like.
And they're worried about he's like thinking had the thought of repenting like all the things he did, and he has this crazy reaction to everything too. Like there's this lead up it has to the king was like thinking about that, and it's just like he's going to like have like a mental break. It looks like.
And it's cool too because like the king could go on this journey alone and it would happen one way, but the fact that the royal guards are starting to be like, this isn't right, like
she's getting a liability. She's like changing him to not do the plan that we came up with for the meat garden.
Because it's funny because it shows like wisdom. Like they're kind of, at least Poof is very smart, and he realizes like, oh, we're not going to be able to fulfill his true destiny if he starts to get soft. Like I have to make sure that this doesn't happen.
Yeah, other than they're kind of observers for the most part.
Yeah, Pito is like honorable to a fault. Like she will not.
And the other guy hasn't got much from him.
Yeah, Yuppie.
Yeah,
Yuppie's interesting.
I think he's the lesser of the three.
At least for now, he's like definitely not, because he's a lot more like hot-headed, I think.
Yeah, he seems like the big muscle meat kind of.
Whereas like Poof is very conniving. He's
definitely gonna be the first one gone out of the Royal Guards.
Yeah, you think that?
That's my money's on. And then, the king...
bold strat, Cotton, we'll see how it plays out.
It's him and the pretty boy. Cat, we'll get there.
Pito.
So, the king has thought, he's going back to her room thinking, like, I have to kill her. And then, like a bird attacking her? Which I'm wondering if that's, like, her nen? Like, forming, like, a weird, like...
Interesting.
Like, I kind of feel it could be, like a... She had, like, kind of based off, like, Odin, where, like, it's gonna be, like, her eyes will be, like, the bird.
Huh.
Like...
It's interesting.
Yeah. I kind of had, like, that thing, but he just kind of kicks the bird. And
he vaporizes this bird.
Like that's weird. It's a random bird is like kicking her or pecking her in the head.
I think I really want to talk about this scene because this is a scene that I think about a lot actually, which sounds weird. I'm sure people who are listening to this are confused why I'm saying this. But so this is the scene where Meruem is like seeing how pathetic Komugi really is. Like Komugi she's
so vulnerable.
Yeah, she's so vulnerable. She can't even protect herself.
That's what she said. Like if it wasn't for the game, I'd just be like a burden, like nothing to my family. Like
and I also think it's like it hurts me to watch like her being just attacked by a bird. Like it's so sad.
She always has snot coming down her nose and everything.
Yeah, she's such an innocent little character, and it's so upsetting to me to see just a weird bird attacking her.
I am so worried about her right now, man. You not know. Like, I don't know what's going to happen to her, and it scares me.
Well, we gotta find out.
So, then that's when the boys call... They cut back to the boys, and they're calling Colt, and says the cat is healing right now, and that's when you guys kind of have to get close now. And he's playing with a child, which I'm assuming that's the child that Queen gave birth to. It looked pretty human. Yeah.
Also, the fetus looked really human too.
It was very small though.
It was like
it was a rock human.
Literally, yeah, it was like a rock human. It was basically like smaller than a nickel.
Yeah,
in his
he held it in both hands, like a palm of both his hands.
Yeah, when he ripped it out of the queen's torso. All that time back then.
So the guards know they are coming essentially. Nav is back to help because he got over his mind break a little bit, but he probably not going to be like, he's going to be very, I think he's going to be a liability. But,
Nav.
The king tells the cat to guard Komugi, which, that's a bold strategy right there, king. So yeah, that pays off. and then they spot Shy doing a Mothra attack, which is the hypnotizing, like, scales. Like dust or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Attack.
Oh yeah, like a poison powder, or stun some spores.
But instead of killing Mothra, it's hypnotic. And Octopus's arm is coming back, and there's a back panel with his arm like suddenly coming back. Gon's like really impressed by it. And then he has a killer drops. He has a new move called Godspeed. Moral is at 40% capacity because he's really tired from having really awesome fights the last like couple chapters. The king is questioning his life, and then the squad rolls out, and that's where I left off.
Oh my god, I can't. It feels like, and this is already pretty long. It's like 2 hours 13 minutes so far.
It's gonna make up for all like the fucking time between episodes.
This is so exciting.
Yes.
The next bit is like so incredibly tense and
I know, that's
crazy.
what I hear. It's a lot of build up to this last thing. So
okay, so prediction time.
So out of the first, I want to see who gonna live and die. So obviously, Gon Killua.
Okay, so just to like do a refresher. So the squad is Gon Killua.
You're gonna be fine.
Knuckle
will live.
Shoot
will die.
Moral. Okay, sorry, wait, we're going too quick.
Okay, no, we're gonna go by two. We're gonna go by two.
Okay, so Gon
Cuckle and Shoot.
Gon and Killua.
Okay, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine, obviously.
Knuckle and Shoot. Knuckle will live. Shoot will die because that will release Kite, and they have to deal with that shit.
Okay.
That's my impression on that.
Because there was that scene where Shoot had put Kite in
a cage.
This is the thing I always do in my head. I think of Shoot has the hand thing, and I always think of Knuckles on the hand. So I always think Shoot's name should be Knuckle.
Yeah.
I get really confused by these character names, even though they are like literal real words, like real English words, not Japanese names.
I think that's gonna happen between those two. Give me those two.
All right, so we have Netero and Moral.
Oh, you mean Nav and Moral?
No, Nav. Nav is not going to join them.
Okay.
Nav is there because I guess he needs to open the portal, but Nav is not going to be part of the invasion.
Moral will die because he's only at 40%, and they made a hammer in that he's at 40%. So
he's pretty weak.
I'm pretty sure like that's going to be an excuse of why he lost and we got his fights. And then who's the other one?
Netero, the chairman.
Chairman, he's going to die because I'm pretty sure that the art because everybody posted Leario at like a hunter meeting. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a new chairman.
Okay, interesting.
I'm pretty sure I've seen something about like a speech at like the hunter like academy or association or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we have Ikalgo and we have
Ikalgo will live. He better fucking live. And then the chameleon will die because they will try actually get close. Yeah, they will get close to doing it, but the king will notice it, or it won't work, or something will take the shot for the king.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what chapter was the last one?
260.
I want to look at the last one.
And then
really quick.
Palm, I think.
Oh yeah, Palm. What do you think about Palm?
She's up in the air, but I think she's going to end up living because we don't have any female characters other than like the blind girl.
Okay, speaking of Komugi, what's gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen to Komugi?
Okay, so I think she is the key for the king to snap or lose control, and I think she will die by one of the royal guards. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the butterfly. Will kill her, and then he will kill the butterfly. Like, and then kind of just, they have to be like, okay, he snapped now, because the one person he liked is gone. And he won't know how to deal with losing a friend, or, like, someone he likes. And then, so, one thing I know about Hunter x Hunter is, it's hard to avoid is Gon's transformation.
Yes, and it's kind of like the elephant in the room.
I do want to try to predict I don't know any context around it, though.
Okay.
So, because everybody has it, alright, and I think, because she will die, Kite will break free, and he's gonna put Kite out, and that, like, stress and, like, that, having putting him out will snap him. Mm-hmm. And that will cause his nen chart of his nen just overload and like somehow, make him buff or age up his body or something like that to like become tall hair Gon that we know.
Tall hair Gon.
Yeah. And well,
I'm sorry to cut off. I forgot how cute the Batgirl's design was that Gon fights the Bat.
Thank you. I
love her design incredibly. Okay, sorry.
And then I think what other prediction they got. I knew the one thing I remember from one episode was there's some person that's hurt that Gon has to trust the cat boy to heal. I just don't remember who that was though. Maybe the blind girl. I don't know. Or Palm. But you have to trust her. I know Gon really hates that. But that's the only thing I know. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, you think that Shai-Poof is going to hurt Komugi.
Yes, and that will make the king snap.
What do you think is going to happen to the king? Oh, so what do you think is going to happen to the king? Yeah, that's
I said, I'm pretty sure something that happened to her that's going to make him snap. He's going to kill one of the royal guards. I'm pretty sure it's the butterfly.
Okay.
And then he's just going to have, they're going to have that fight with the king. Gon's going to have the transformation against the king. And that's all I can really think of, really broad. Right. But, he'll have the transformation, or maybe the kite thing happens, and he watches him fight, just kind of seeing the human, reacting to someone you love is, transforming or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's just be a lot of the king observing, how they act. And just the loss, losing some people. I'm not sure if any more people are going to arrive there. I think it's just this squad. Is it just this squad, or are there going to be more people?
Well, so the last thing we saw was I actually wanted to look at the panel.
Squad?
I wanted to see if Nav was in the group shot. And so this is the panel, and it's everyone except Nav. And then they're going through. So No, this is everyone. Like, there's no other hunters.
And the chairman's in the distance, like, going to arrive.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure chairman will die. We'll see his Buddha aura. I think he'll take out one. I think he'll take out the big guard. But I don't.
Yuppie.
Yeah, I think he'll take out him. But like, I don't think he's gonna get killed by the king. I think. Just to give that power creep.
Yeah.
Anything else? And then I think Kite's gonna die. Like, Gon's gonna have to put him out of his misery. I don't think you can save him like that. And Gyro will continue to not to appear. Anything else I'm missing?
I'm trying to think. I just want to. I'm curious to see how many chapters.
I'm pretty sure it's like 100, around 100 or so.
I absolutely cannot believe that it is that long.
Is there anything else I'm missing prediction wise?
I'm trying to think. Basically, like, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen at the end? Like, what do you think the ending will be, like, of this arc? How do you think it will go? Well,
I'm pretty sure Gon does meet Jing. So I think it's gonna end with him meeting him, but I'm not sure if Killua is gonna be with him. That's the thing. I think it's just Gon. I'm not sure how different. Like, I know the anime ends with like him meeting Jing, but I'm not sure if that's actually like what happens in the manga.
All right.
But I think Gon will go meet his dad at the end and just try to train with him, and then get to the Kurapika arc afterwards, and Leorio actually doing stuff.
So as far as as far as completed arcs go, there's one completed arc after it's like this one.
It's like the Dark something? Or...
No. The current arc is the Dark Continent arc.
Okay.
Which is currently ongoing, so...
Is it like a mini arc or is it actually a full arc?
It's a, well...
Is it like the Killer Retrieval arc?
I can't answer that.
Is it the Killer Retrieval arc?
I can't answer that entirely because right now we're at a point where it could be a transitioner arc, because the other arc, whatever, I'm not going to get too bogged down. Basically, we're still kind of early on into it, but it does feel like the big major arc has begun.
Yeah. I don't think Bisky's showing up, and Bisky's done.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
No more Bisky?
I don't think so.
At least in this arc.
In this arc. Next time, Gon and Kill will actually get an arc, which is in 2030.
That's going to be where the manga is, too. Yeah. Not even, like, in the anime. When I looked up, I was looking something up and I typed in Hunter x Hunter on Google and something was like, is Hunter x Hunter going to return in 2020? And then I just, like, laughed to myself, like, you naive Google searchers.
Probably put our heads back and laugh. I mean, any other, like, predictions I think I'm missing, like...
I'm really trying to think.
I mean, you...
What do you think? Okay, so you already kind of said what you think Netero's ability is going to be.
The other abilities?
Do you think that, do you have any predictions about Meruem? What his Nen will be?
He's like adapting things. I think he has like a copy ability or something like that.
Okay,
or
interesting.
He's using adapting because he's probably an enhancer just to become punch good.
We have only really seen him just punch real good.
Yeah,
like, already, but
unless he's like he can just adapt his body to like more so center around one major Nen thing, so he focuses his body on enhancing, so he just kind of morphs to like the big one he has now, and then maybe he changes his body to like more so to the emitter or something like that. I don't know.
That's it.
Some weird adapting Nen ability.
Okay.
I mean, you guys leave like like any prediction that I can get Jim to like ask me, and I can just tell him in the comments.
Yeah. If there's anything, because it's really fun. We're at a really fun place where, like, it's basically a big cliffhanger. Like right now, there's like the most incredible like firework arc is about to happen, and I know everything about it, and you don't know.
There's so many characters that have stepped up, and like all these side characters, you learn like even like the quick ones, like the what they're called, the Chimera Ants that join them. Like we learn a decent amount of them and backstory. Oh, the fucking Colt and the babe in the child.
Oh yeah, do you have a prediction on that?
The child is awesome.
It'll be wrong. Whatever your prediction is, it will be wrong.
Is it? They didn't say it was a boy or a girl. The child, but look like a baby girl.
No, I don't think they explicitly said.
It did look like a baby girl. But
okay, as in it didn't have a little baby penis.
It looked like I don't know. I guessed, but I'm trying to think because like I think it will just be like a fucking. It's just gonna be a Nen vacuum. It just sucks up Nen, and this is gonna make the king powerless or some shit. I don't know. It's probably gonna be wrong. I have no idea. I can't possibly imagine what this child like. He said this child's gonna be important. I don't know how.
We'll see
how this child that grows so small. I don't know. It could just be his sister. I don't know. It's like, here's your sister back. Colt. You don't remember her, but she's back.
Oh, did you say you had something about the sister you wanted to say earlier? Did you have a prediction? about the sister. I thought you said that.
I thought that
the baby.
The baby was just gonna be like kind of just like
the sister's body.
Yeah, the sister's like double. Essentially. Okay. That was like my only thing I think of, and since like she kept him in there because Colt showed up, like take it, your sister. Even though I don't take it.
Now that you're a creepy bird man,
get this little like pebble out of me. That's all I can think of. Anything else?
I think that's really it. I don't know. I don't want to just keep sitting here. I can't get over how much I love the design of this Batgirl.
It's already been 2.5. We're even 2.5 hours.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Hey, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good, right?
So, all right, I think that's it. This is the plug part then.
Yeah. So, I guess we should talk about the next episode. Next episode will be the Palace Invasion. I believe that's what people refer to it as.
Whenever I finish reading it, but I've been wanting to read more now after like that last chapter.
It is like, I don't want to talk too much about it, obviously, but it is the kind of thing that like will be hard to put down. Like because so much happens in like literally like a minute of real time in it that like you will just want to keep reading it.
I'm excited.
There, of all the predictions you made, there are so many like you predict things and like you may or may not be wrong or right, but the amount of like depth of character and like shit that goes into each one,
there's still like so much I need to know about like Knuckle and Shoot as characters themselves, and like even Moral and Knob. Like
I can't think of any character in that arc that doesn't get like at least one incredible moment. Yeah, like it is going to be a wild ride.
I'm excited. So like. I wonder how good my predictions are. I'm probably gonna forget like half my predictions, but
I know this isn't obviously our biggest, most popular show on this channel, but I really love that there are some people that really like these videos. I'm really excited for them to like see your perspective on it right now, because if I'm having such a good time right now talking to you about this, because like there's something so fun about you like going through the story like this.
Because like my mind's always been, this is pretty cool of a moment. Yeah, this is pretty cool moment. I go super detailed about like a lot of stuff, but like I really like these like this little thing, the character moments, especially like the King stuff, and like was like some of my favorite shit, like completely like and like I didn't get that from like the Green Island villain nearly as much, or like
even the Genther is kind of boring.
Even the Phantom Troop I didn't like think were that great either. Like I guess Krollo compared to like what we've got with the King and just this short arc that he had like with her.
Yeah, the Togashi does such a great job at fleshing the King out, and like it's funny because like I couldn't remember when you were going through it, all of that stuff happens like at the end.
Yeah, it's like the last quarter,
and I couldn't believe that it was so like it's packed in like that just one section, because it feels like such an important long development.
And if you saw my notes, like certain chapters jump from like there's these characters and the King, and then these characters, and it's like it jumped around a lot. But like I'm excited to get to it. I wonder I wonder how many of my predictions are gonna be good, but like there's so much stuff that happens, and like so much stuff that you can't, like the Gone transformation, like that's gonna be spoiled for me and everything, but like it's hard not to, especially at conventions.
Yeah, honestly, like that moment being spoiled is upsetting and it's unfortunate.
It's just something that happens though with Hunter x Hunter.
It's not even like it won't diminish the experience.
I don't know the context of it, which is good.
And as I said, like there's so much that happens in this arc. It is, for the amount of time that passes in it, it is insane how much actually happens.
Yeah, I think
okay. Yeah.
Gon going to kill the cat. Killua will get.
Did you have any predictions for what Killua would do explicitly?
He's gonna kill.
Do you think he'll fight any of the, or kill any of the?
Because like, I still think the King will kill the guard. I think who did I say was gonna kill the? I think
Shai Poof. You said Shai Poof would kill Kamugi, or try to kill.
Yeah,
Kamugi.
Well, I think King will attempt to kill the royal guard, or maybe not. Maybe that will realize like, oh, I was weak or whatever. And if he doesn't kill him, I think Killua will. And then I think I said Cherryman was going to kill the big guy, but if not, it could just be one of the other Knuckle, or like one of the other guys that aren't Gon or Killua. So. And I think Gon definitely will kill the King, or I'm worried that like one of the like the cat or somehow, or like the King is going to be left alive at the end, and I'm worried that it could happen. So, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think
him and the Blanker can live all their days in happiness together, playing Gungaga, whatever.
Gungaga. No, I think you got it. Gungi.
So,
I want someone to make. I'm sure someone has made a real Gungi game.
Probably.
I'm sure that exists.
So, And so
I think we'll wrap it up here.
All right.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for sticking around for this long.
Yeah.
I know it's been a long time. We haven't put out since we put an episode of this. Obviously, life gets in the way, and this is free content, so you better fucking enjoy it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm so happy that we're doing I mean like when we started, of course, like the Hunter exam, it's like fun and stuff, but this is really like where Hunter x Hunter like matures, like in a way, not mature, like, but it gets
fucking serious,
fucking good, and yeah, I don't know, it's just like the complexity of the characters, the way that the powers are used, the situation. I think about this arc a lot, and I'm very excited for you to.
It's always hyped up, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I don't know if Hunter x Hunter can make an arc as good as this one.
Can top it. Yeah,
it's gonna be, and I have to say, reading the current arc, definitely not the like this tier, but okay.
So
let's you want to plug it up?
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening to this 2.5.
We're just about to hit 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you made it this long, we should have said that earlier, but
let's do the thing where we have a fun thing at the end, so the people that actually stuck around this long will answer it.
Okay, you want to do it before the plugs then?
Well, do it now.
What, you do your question, and you brought it up.
Alright, so here's my question. To prove that you made it this far in the video, I got nothing.
God damn it.
Okay, say which one of the Royal Guards are your favorites.
And who's the best boy? Who's the best boy in the good guys, the Hunter Squad?
Okay, there's 2 questions.
Yeah, pick one or the other.
You pick one of those questions and answer it.
Yeah. You're a Team Royal Guard or Team Squad?
Team Jim or Team Sam?
Yeah. And why is it the octopus?
Ikago is the best, yeah.
And so yeah, please, you can check out our other videos or JoJo videos or whatever else we have lying around there. I
would like to start doing a lot more like, I want to talk about anime again.
Yeah.
Let's bring the Neon Cast back.
We already did today. This is your favorite episode of the Neon Cast. Third question.
Stealth episode of the Neon Cast.
Yeah. Please, you can join the Discord if you just want, like, you like to talk about JoJo or.
We have a pretty big community on there.
Yeah, we talk about Hunter x Hunter too. We can talk about general anime on there too.
Yeah.
And
there's a general. People do talk about like Attack on Titan a lot. So.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, which I'm like, damn, I gotta read that shit.
Yeah, I hear it's great. Maybe after Hunter x Hunter, we could.
Oh, that would actually be good. It's relevant. It's very relevant.
Attack on Titan or My Hero?
No, I'd rather read Attack on Titan.
Or make Jim suffer for Naruto.
No, I will fucking not.
Please. Yeah, wait.
I refuse.
You will. Please follow me and Jim separately on Twitter or just the podcast in general. Jim streams a couple times on the channel. You can check those out. He has some excellent drawing streams.
Oh, thank you. They're a lot of fun. And really active too. A lot of fun commenters.
Yeah. Anything else I'm missing?
Nothing. That's everything. Yeah, just smash that fucking like button. Make sure you comment about your favorite squad member
or
your favorite Royal Guard member.
Depending on who's your favorite.
And why. And also say why, because that's more interesting. All right, now I think it's time to end it.
All right.
So
after 2.5 hours, I'm free.
I know. I am sweating like a fucking dog.
It's time to consume more.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.